guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, you guys are up here in the town of Ryport, which is a major metropolis in the country of Reston. It's also the capital of Reston. Here you guys have come to answer a summons from an individual calling himself Sason. Last week you guys met up with Sason here in Ryport and had a little bit of an issue when some eavesdroppers and bounty hunters attacked the party, resulting in a butt whooping and the subsequent death and revivification of Saphira. You have walked out of the 4 stories and find yourselves out on the street, looking for leads as to where Pitney Bones might be, the source of the frenzy, Sageos, other mysterious people. What would you guys like to do?
So I think where we left off, we were still in the basement.
I checked and you guys had just walked outside.
Alright.
But if you'd like to go back inside, we absolutely can.
We
No
left
reason
off
to go
on,
back inside.
on a discussion about going towards the graveyard and perhaps finding something related to the victims, or
So yes, back into the 4 stories?
Well, do we want to bring the body with us of the guy that just killed Sophia?
what, like a memento? I'm good.
I'm not sure. So we don't know anything about this person other than that they seem to be interested in the bounty.
Anthony, your mic's chat.
Hearing straight up TV static out of your mic right now.
Your mic needs to go. I'm gonna have to mute you or something. Just go and disconnect.
All right, we lost
talking.
Anthony.
If you're talking, I can't make a word out.
We are muting him for a couple moments here. Bam, he's gone. Oof.
You could have
Wow.
muted him.
Yeah, I had to disconnect him. Hopefully he fixes that.
You can server mute without.
Yeah, you can
picking-
server
Yes.
mute. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I could have, but it was faster to hit the disconnect.
Just
You can
boot him out.
reconnect, hopefully, once he fixes it.
Sure.
His mic exploded.
He's not banned or anything, he just needs to reconnect.
Yeah.
No,
All
Coin
right.
will walk outside. Coin has the he wants to kind of walk around the town and get a better idea of, where is there like a black market somewhere? Or maybe like rumors about where to find that kind of thing nearby.
What is your background?
Like in general? It's not from Ryport, that's for sure. I don't imagine Coin would have any direct on hand.
No?
Any better now?
Much better, thank you.
For now.
Weird,
Wait,
okay.
do you have a background on your character sheet in the description tab?
Oh, I don't
Let me
know.
check.
That was directed towards, I think.
Cool. Okay, great.
It's a supply chain. So
Okay.
retain connections with wholesale. I'll just put it in chat, really, but I
Sure.
would imagine he has a good idea about like where cargo is transported, but
Gotcha, but not a black market in underworld dealings. Got it.
nah.
Does anyone have the urban bounty hunter background?
Not Bryn.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Doubt it.
Does anyone have any way to find the shady parts of town? Or would you guys simply like to go looking for trouble?
Got mercenary background. Does that help at all?
What does the mercenary background say?
Able to identify mercenary companies, know a little bit about any such company. Maybe not so much then.
Okay.
Oh.
Sason, you're the one who's aware of all the purple frenzy. Do you have an idea of where these people lived?
I've heard just mere whispers. Honestly, at this point, I've told you about what I know. I wish I had more than this, but I just keep on hearing about it happening, hear about people vanishing.
Fair enough. So,
Sarge,
yes or
you can
no?
find
I'm
where
just
people traffic in goods to Ryport that aren't supposed to get into Ryport.
true.
Let's
All right.
see if I mean,
Yes or no to the gang
Oh.
here? We just walk up to random people and ask for drugs until someone gives us a thumbs up. Yes? No?
I don't think that's going to be an efficient use of our time. I appreciate the suggestion, but I think
It also might get the blue coats on us.
yeah. Here's the first question.
Yeah.
I think, do we want to try and investigate the assassin who attacked Saphira, or are we just going to write that off as Saphira's going to have bounty hunters coming after her at regular intervals from now on, and we just need to be ready at all times?
I think that Saphira's case is a little different from Coins. It's not like a. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem
there's
like
not-
it's a guild.
There's not a source to stop that. You can't cut off those assassins. They're freelance.
If there's a big
Yeah.
payout, there's always going to be bounty hunters.
So
No
are
matter
we
what we
assuming?
do.
Are we assuming that the one who just attacked us was just some rando and not affiliated with the? What are the names of the people looking for you, Saphira? The McCain brothers.
I would assume because like they were there when we showed up, and they wouldn't have known we were coming.
That's a good
They
question.
could have
probably
known we
just
were
local.
coming, actually. Couldn't they have known if they maybe spied on Sison?
and also we've been spending quite a bit of time in Ryport in the first place, so it's
Yeah.
possible that they just camped out here and got fortunate to find.
I have a
Right,
quick
that's
question. I believe when the assassin was struck down, someone had said something about grabbing his soul. Did something like that happen, or did I make that up?
So
Oh.
that was Tati. She has an ability. So Tati
This
is
thing.
not playing any of the classes. She is a Shadar Kai rogue, which I think is something from 3rd edition. And one of her features lets her use a reaction to temporarily
Actually, her
capture
rogue
a soul.
subclass.
Yeah, it's her
Um,
rogue subclass.
I will tell
Um,
you that that is a 5th edition subclass.
Yeah, it's Phantom Rogue.
Really? Phantom,
Yes, the Phantom Rogue.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Well, neither have I,
Sison.
honestly.
Yeah, you get soul tokens, and you can use reaction when things die to get more soul tokens, and you can spend them on certain things.
So you can't like
Correct.
resummon it and talk to it or anything like that.
I think you actually can with the tokens.
You can
like,
release
use
it
it.
and ask one question.
Yeah.
In context, what you basically see a firefly raise out of their corpse, so to speak, and Tati grabs it before it, flies away.
Yeah, you can
Definitely a little
destroy
bit
the
unnerving.
token to ask them one question.
If you're looking for more information, that could be a way to go.
Now, I'm going to pause real quick. There is an aspect of 3.5 that she is playing with, and that is the Shadar Kai race. And that is, if she falls unconscious, she loses a level.
Yes.
So, okay, I didn't realize that the rest of her. I thought all of her stuff was from 3rd edition. I didn't realize it was based on. There was stuff based on actual 5e, besides
Yep,
just the rogue abilities.
No, the only thing that she's running 3.5 is the race.
Okay, so yeah, she can ask. So when she's holding a soul trinket, she can use an action to destroy it and ask the associated spirit a question. And it's not obligated to be truthful.
What are we gonna find out from this schmuck that he was scoping us out from the edges of Ryport? I don't.
Well, yeah. I mean, we could ask that because what would we care about?
What good
this
does it
person
do
attacks
us, though?
Saphira, they're either. I mean, yeah, he could just lie to us. We could ask
They're
him,
part of-
"How did you know where to find Saphira?" We could ask him, "Are you associated with any kind of bounty hunter guild or other gang?" Or we could just accept that this is going to be a recurring happenstance and move on.
I
Well,
do
we
think
can
the two
ask
most
Tati when
important
she's
things would
back
be:
from the temple.
do they specifically know of anyone else after Saphira, or how did they find Saphira? I also can assist with this in that I can cast Aura of Truth, or something that might help us actually get a confirmed
They
real
could just
answer
choose to
from
not answer that.
Zone of Truth. Oh, if they can just choose not to respond, then yeah, we might not have a lot going on there.
It says it has to answer, but it's under
Or does
no
it?
obligation to be truthful.
Oh wait, it has to
And-
answer. So if you do Zone of Truth, then they're kind of boned.
Does Zone of Truth, does that have to affect does a spirit? Yeah, the spirit appears to you. I guess that would be a creature, so it might have to make a Zone of Truth save. Well, maybe we can table that for now and revisit the question when Tati returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the various resurrection spells, and the coin. The first gang that attacked us back in Australia, the Guild of Flowers or whatever they're called.
That's the one.
They were missing
House of
fingers, and I think that the reason they were missing fingers is so that the guild would have parts of their bodies that they could use to reincarnate them if they were killed in action. And so
Gross.
my you know what? Yeah, can we go back in and just look and see if the
Sure.
body's missing any obvious appendages?
Absolutely.
You have
Fingers,
You
toes.
have fun with that. I'm gonna stay right here by the front door. An earshot.
Corn and Saphira,
Well,
I'm
we're
going
back
wherever the
inside.
two of you go. I'm standing next to the two of you at all times right now.
Yeah, keep these two covered. I'm just gonna go and look. We've already searched the body. The only noteworthy thing on him was this was the wanted poster for Saphira. And I just want to see, is he missing an ear or fingers or toes?
Okay. We're going to say that this is pretty much immediately after you have exited. So you go back in, and Los Simbolis is just about to start messing with the body. And you look it over, and he is missing his left earlobe.
Interesting. That's weird.
Could be coincidence.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, is that like missing a fingernail, where once you lose it, it's like not really part of you anymore, or is that?
Does he have any like
Crystal.
any
next time.
insignias? Any symbols on them?
I assume we would have seen that on the first go around.
Correct. He has no symbology that would give him away.
Okay. Yeah, that's. If we're not taking his body with us, yeah, we'll just.
I don't see a reason to.
The only reason I was thinking is that if he does get reincarnated, maybe his original body would disappear, and that would give us information about, he's working with other people who are strong enough to bring him back to life. But that feels like an unnecessary exertion of effort on our part to carry a dead body around for an unlimited amount of time.
Do we have
How
access to
suspicious
locate
it is to
objects?
carry a dead body around the streets?
Yeah, that's a problem as well. That's a good question. Locate object. I do not know the spell. It's possible someone could prepare it.
Jason, have you seen? I'm asking you a lot of questions. Have you
No, by all
seen
means.
the purple stuff up close?
Only stories. If I'd had a sample, I would have
Yeah.
shown you it.
That's going to be tricky then.
Locate
Well-
object is a paladin spell. So, what object in particular were you thinking of locating?
Well, the purple frenzy. Someone seen it?
Oh, I
Maybe
see.
locate
Yeah,
it,
it can
yeah.
locate the nearest object of a particular kind. A certain
Well,
kind
that
of.
spell only has a certain range. It's possible that we could
It's
detect some
1,000
within
feet.
the range, but
1,000 feet's pretty good. That's not a bad idea.
There's a problem, though.
What's the problem?
You have to have seen it before to locate object, and
That's
none
if
of us
that's
here
if
have-
it's a specific if it's a specific object known to you. If it's the nearest object
it?
of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon, then it doesn't say that you have to have seen it before. And I think Sizen has seen it before, haven't you?
I haven't seen it in person, no. But I mean, we can always describe a purple powder, I imagine.
oh, there's lots of different purple powders. There's
That
only
is
one purple
unfortunate.
powder that's frenzy.
I think if Sizen has the intention of the purple powdered drug that makes your eyes explode. It's very clear what he's talking about.
We can try
Anyway,
it. But
that's an idea. Yeah.
I'm happy to
Um,
try it. I will need to prepare it for the day. Don't have it ready at the moment. But on the other hand,
that's fine.
I also wouldn't hate a rest at some point because I did blow a lot of resources earlier today, and I also have these new tools I'd like to equip at some point.
We might
wouldn't
want to
hurt
call it
to
a day
break
early
somewhere.
while we regroup and figure out a plan. We could just go back to the Changemaker and call it a day, and regroup and figure out where
Eric,
we're headed.
Coin wants to do maybe a history or insight check. Is there like a patrol for Ryport? Is there sort of their
Yes.
equivalent of a police force?
Yes, there
Or
are.
guards?
There are a group of people that walk around. They have dark gray, almost black cloaks. They're guards, full armor, walking around with halberds. It's a
Okay.
fairly well-equipped military force.
Does Coin know if they are city officials or is it sort of a voluntary
It is
strongman?
a conscription based off of an age range. You are required to do 3 years,
Okay.
and you can stay in the service if you choose to.
Coin will point out to the party that if anyone in town were to have both an interest in stopping Frenzy, well, unless they're corrupt, or knows where Frenzy is, that might be a pretty good start.
Knowing
Good thing we've never
Tagayos,
been
I
a
wouldn't,
corrupt guard before.
I wouldn't put much weight on whatever the town officials have to say. They're probably all paid off.
I have a
Yeah,
couple
and
Yeah, but
comments
they
on
make
that.
more than we do.
On the other hand, if you can follow the money,
Yeah, I think you're all right. I think it might be worth looking at, but on the other hand, I think Ruzit, I think you're right that the officials might be paid off. But I think it's unlikely that every single person is paid off, and maybe some of the higher ups are. But maybe if we find a sergeant who is more loyal to their district. I also have a question about the local law enforcement. The wanted poster that we found on the assassin that we defeated.
Yes.
Did it say anything about Ryport specifically, like wanted dead or alive in Ryport?
No.
Okay, because I'm wondering if we have just committed murder in the eyes of the city guard. Because if Saphira is wanted dead or alive by Ryport itself, then
Self-defense.
we might be guilty by association at this point. But if the bounty is just from the one source and not have anything to do with Ryport,
Well, then, first of all, if we were ever going to talk to a city guard, not that I'd ever advise doing such a thing, because you know how city guards people are, but,
I wouldn't. I
would
actively
obviously
avoid them.
disguise myself. Exactly.
we gotta have
That's
a
what I'm
disguise
saying,
somewhere.
Coin.
the bar
Like,
also
it's
doesn't
our-
strike me as a place that's immediately going to be calling the guards to come check out their secret basement.
That's true. You probably keep their secrets down there.
Well, if shit hit the fan, I'd bet on the Green Dragon winning against the city guard.
Well, let's
Yeah.
go back to the ship and get out of here before things get any hotter, and we can make a plan.
All right. So you guys
Yeah.
return to the Changemaker.
I'm gonna cast
Go ahead,
disguise
Saphira.
self or myself to, just for the journey.
Sure. What are you disguising yourself as?
Let's go with an elven woman.
Okay. And can I get your performance check? Awesome. You look very much like an elven woman.
Where'd Saphira go?
I think I need to make a great elf.
Okay. So, do
Are
we
you a
want to
hot elven woman
discuss-
or a ugly elven woman?
There's such a thing
I'd,
exists.
I'd say going for that's the thing. Like, Saphira would. Okay, I should try to be nondescript, but on the other hand, always gotta look the best. So, like,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
probably ends up somewhere in the like 70th percentile or so.
Okay.
That's so specific. Oh yeah, okay.
So it's a MILF elf.
A
My
melf.
A Melf. Yeah.
A
Melf.
MILF.
Mel.
All right. So you guys return to the Changemaker without incident. You guys get aboard. What would you like to do?
Do we want to talk about attuning to magic items?
I think we should address that if we're going to take a rest at any point. I'm also happy to adjust my spells after this
for it.
to grab locate object.
All right. Yeah, so I'm sitting on Chrononacrum key number 1, and I think my other 3 magic items are powerful enough that I would rather not give any of them up. Because Chrononacrum key 1 is a get out of jail free card, but it doesn't actually make us stronger in combat. So there might be merit to just attuning to all of our strongest magic items, and then leaving the Chrononacrum key in the bag. But I think, like we experienced today, there's going to be situations that we're just not ready for, and that catch us with our pants down. And Saphira, we got very lucky that Saphira is still with us, because that was basically a 1 in 3 chance that she survived. And
Next time Saphira goes down, we can assume that she's not coming back at least the same way.
Yeah, it's because if the next time she gets attacked is in 20 days or so, then it's down to 1 in 5, and then
You will see.
once
I mean, I've already died like 8 times, I think. So what, like, even if it drops to 1 in 4, then I still got the 1 left.
I
Let's
prefer
not
we
bet
keep
on the
that
map.
at 0.
You have an interesting perspective on chance.
See, I believe that you make your own luck.
Saphira, remind me to never take a gamble.
Exactly.
and you have made your own
Oh,
luck by making a pact with Masaba, the vampire queen.
I don't know.
So
I
now,
can name a few items that very much provide me luck.
I thought Coin
not
was
so
hoarding
bad.
all the luck here. Like
I
Coin made
do,
all the
but-
luck and now has all the luck, so there's nothing to go around.
It's a big factor, but I'll admit I've found a couple lucky trinkets in my life. But that's beside the point. Sayson, do you want the Chrononacrum key?
So currently, what I have my amulet, which helps with my spell saves. I prefer to keep that as it is. I'm
that's
going to
a staple.
Yeah, especially considering I
Yeah.
tend to be spell based. I'm going to be equipping this
Okay.
Holy Avenger, and then the only thing I think that I should consider giving up would be the Shield of Missile Attraction, which is kind of meant to really guard people around me from ranged attacks.
Coin
But
will
having
cut
get
you
a-
off, and I'll say, don't even worry about it. As you see him unwrapping some wraps from his legs, and so Coin is taking off his wraps of speed, which let him dash on a bonus action. But as a monk, he can essentially do that already by spending a key for.
Yeah. Have you ever run out of key in combat?
Not really, and that's kind of why I'm figuring like this is useful for conserving key, but I'm pretty good at conserving it on my own anyways. So for the time being, at least, Coin will take off the wraps of speed, and then gesture to receive the Chrononacrum key.
All right. Yeah, Bryn will take it out of his pack, and he'll hand you Chrononacrum key 1. You can go ahead and add it to your character sheet.
On
I'll display it just so Anthony can read it.
I would appreciate that.
He has not seen it before.
This is the quick
Jeez.
save one, right?
Yep.
Set a
Save.
save
You
point.
basically you can take a snapshot as an action, and then as a reaction,
Reload from save.
you can quick load, and then once it's used, you're stuck with the Chrononacrum key for 1d6 plus 1 days.
The other thing I will say is, Ruse, it was truly a kingly gift, these wings of flying, but I think what I have will be better equipped to protect everyone. Is there anyone else who this would fit better?
I don't
Flying?
need him. Ruzi kind of like stretches their wings for a little bit.
Clearly
Still
not.
getting used to it.
Cut me in.
Hand it to me, I'll sell it.
I'm surprised you wouldn't want to like. Why don't you be like a flying frog? Aren't those like a thing?
I am a flying frog.
Yeah, he kind of he has all the mobility he needs.
I guess you're kind of right. Huh.
Oh.
I just choose to land whenever you look at me.
So it's like a superposition sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm
It's
always
like the guy
flying
from
when you're
Mystery
not
Man.
looking.
He can
when you're
fly
not
when
looking at
nobody's looking, right?
It's
Exactly.
like
Is there
he's like
any-
the quantum. He's the quantum moon from Outer Wilds. He's,
Yeah.
he's
Oh.
flying whenever you're not looking at him.
Flying until observed.
Is there any chance Tati is gonna want these, or should we just pass them on then?
I would doubt
Maybe.
it.
But
But she
We
plays
can-
stealth.
We can
You
hang on
can't
to
be
him
stealth
for
when you're
one
90 feet
session.
in the air.
Yeah,
Wrapped
that
in a
is good.
giant cloak.
Gives you infinitely more opportunities for
I mean,
for
you
stealth.
can move
if
pretty
you can
fast
fly.
with those things.
Or you can ask her.
Well, Coin, I'm happy to pass it your way if you decide to sell it or you want to hang on to it. It's entirely your call.
We'll see what Tati thinks, then I'll see if we sell it.
Sure. You want me to hold on to him, or do you want to carry him? Happy either way.
Just throw it in like the Coin will take out a bag of holding. And
Oh, that's handy.
way to throw it in.
Here, I'm gonna throw in my longsword of life stealing as well.
Go for it. You can edit. It's like in Roll20. The bag of holding is on like one of the tabs if you want
Oh,
to edit it.
awesome.
Toddy has free
Ta-
attunement slots, so I feel like they
Yeah.
might want it.
Oh, then honestly, definitely. I'll throw in the longsword then, and let's say we pass off the wings. I'll hold on to the wings. Someone remind us next session to pass those off.
Fair
Gotcha.
enough.
And we gotta use the Ion Stone of Reserves because Coin, you still have one of those, right?
I believe Tati was last using it, but I mean, yeah, we still have one.
We have two.
Oh,
I got
no, that
one.
Saphira has the other one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we gotta remember to use those. Okay. Okay, so that's the attunement stuff covered. I'll go ahead and delete Cronin Echo Key 1 from my inventory. And then what else? So I guess, do we want to talk about where we're heading next? Once we get a rest.
I'm telling you,
where are
let's
we
just
headed?
go into a sleazy, like brothel or bar and just ask for drugs.
The worst part is it could work.
I'm
Seizen,
open to alternatives.
do you know what? Seizen, could you bring us to the part of town where the most recent cases of purple frenzy overdose were reported?
Assuming I have that much information, I'm happy to do that.
Sure.
Okay.
So
We could-
you want to leave the changemaker and go in that direction, or do you want to take a rest before you do so?
I think we're gonna rest first so we can attune to the magic items.
Yes.
that we-
Also, I'm gonna get locate object prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, this would have to be a long rest of a
So you're
training
gonna
operation.
spend the entire night here at the changemaker.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
More or
Alright.
less.
So you guys spend the night on the changemaker. Seizen, as you approach this boat, the figurehead on this ship is very odd. As you face it, the right side of the figurehead appears to be a sailor with a trident. The left side of it appears to be skeletal.
Well, that's charming.
This is
Where'd
the
you
boat
pick
that
that
they have
up?
introduced you to.
It was Toddy's idea.
It sends a message, right?
It's a incredible work of art, but truly walks the line of being a pirate.
Would have been better if it was a
Didn't we get that
dragon.
done here?
You'd be surprised how many impacts that thing has withstood.
Well,
Yeah, Saphir hit a
Seems
wall
to
and
be
it didn't
rough, but
break.
but sometimes it's just impossible to avoid obstacles in the sea.
at least we'll always be able to find
That's
the
the old
ship.
saying.
Well,
You could go in a literally infinite number of directions, and out of the
It's-
infinite number of directions, you chose to go right into the wall.
That
well,
island
it's
was
hard to
coming
avoid
right at
things
me.
when you're blind, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys get a long rest. Nothing happens aboard. However, Tati is gone. You don't hear word of her all night long. You will not see her in the morning.
Before Bryn goes to sleep, I've got some spell slots left over. So I think I'm going to cast a couple sending spells to try and keep people abreast of this situation. I'm going to send a message to Crystal and inform her that Saphira was attacked and killed. We brought her back, but might not be so lucky next time. And then a message to Tati, just informing her that we are safely at the Changemaker, and next day we're going to start investigating leads on the drugs.
Okay, I need you to roll a D100, please.
Certainly. Because Crystal is not on this plane.
You're good.
58.
Awesome.
I think that's all the information we need to, all of the contacts that we need to maintain contact with today. I'm looking at my spell slots. Is there anything else?
I don't think
Does
so.
anybody have a spell they want to put in my stone?
Oh, that's an
Excellent idea. It can be up to 3rd level, right?
Aye, indeed.
okay.
Since we only have one healer now, do we want to put a Revivify in one of the stones? Or
I'll be honest,
go
I
for-
do not currently have that prepared. That's something I'm also
Okay.
getting ready for the next day.
Okay.
Although, just
no
to check,
problem.
does Revivify require
it
objects?
requires
diamonds? I have some diamonds.
Perfect, because I did not have any, which is why I did not have this prepared.
I took some out to learn Greater Restoration, but I think the Bag of Holding has an ample supply of diamonds because we did have 2 Revivify clerics in the party previously, and they would have needed access to diamonds. So I'm sure we have them.
We have, I believe, yeah, we have like an assortment of diamonds.
Does Anthony have access?
Access to the Bag of Holding.
I do. I now can see it. I just didn't know it existed till a moment ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
go
you
down
go in
to,
there,
trinkets and gems.
Yeah. Cool. We've
got lots of. We have several thousand GP worth of diamonds.
Great. In that case, I will be preparing Revivify as well. I don't currently have it ready, but happy to do that.
Very nice. Cool. What else?
When the morning
Anything else
comes, we should
before-
try to locate object on that frenzy.
Yes.
Because
I need to recharge the walking stick of Zarud, which is something I neglected to do the previous day. So I'm going to roll my portent dice. 3 d20s, 12, 3, and 5. Not bad.
I'll note that in my inventory.
work with it.
We have a 3, we have a
5, and we have 12.
Cool. All right. Shall we head off?
Are we? Would we say it's the morning at this point, or what are we looking at?
Yes, you guys get the long rest. Wait all the way till morning. Get your breakfast out of your rations and the supplies that are on board the Changemaker, which it's richly appointed.
Nice.
So, you may disembark when you choose to.
All right.
Huh?
Yeah,
I guess it's time to cast that spell,
going.
Sison. See where the trail leads us.
I'm
it has
happy.
a
range of 1,000 feet. So do we want to head
Let's get in
towards
the
the
center
part
of
of
this.
town?
Oh
I
yeah.
think we should
Yeah.
go into
Well,
the middle of town.
Do
before we
you
do this.
locate more stuff if it pops within range while the spell, or is the spell just once you cast it once and it's done? I thought it was
It
concentration.
lasts for 10 minutes, and it specifically will give you the nearest. It gives you one item at a time, I think, because it gives you the nearest instance of whatever you're looking for.
It'll be the
So-
nearest object of a particular kind in this case.
So as you move, if something new falls within range, it would pick it up, I assume, right?
Still,
So I
let's
guess
not
it's still
start
better
at
to
the
cast it
shore.
in the center of town as well.
The shore where half of it is the ocean.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to understand how it works.
Eric, where exactly did I know in the city whereabouts that the last instance occurred?
The last instance occurred near a rundown ship yard here in town. It was a beat up old place run by a dwarf. It's not important, but I'm sure that that's probably where you would be going at this point, is towards that dwarf's shipyard.
Yeah, I'd like to propose we at least make sure that that area is within the 1,000 feet.
Yeah, it's as good a place to start as any.
Good call.
All right.
All right. What if let's get over there first of all, and then we should think about how we want to actually describe this. Other than, I mean, we could just do purple powder drug that explodes eyes. Might get us there.
I
starting
think
point.
I think we could at least try it the first time and then see what happens. And if we could run around for 10 minutes and see if we get a ping. And then if not, we could either go to another part of town and try again, or we could actually hit the pavement and start asking people questions.
I don't hate it.
All right. So you head over in that direction. Awesome. It takes you a better part of 45 minutes to walk across town towards that shipyard. Bustling streets as you go along. It's a pretty hectic day. It's cheerful, though. People are treating you nicely and getting out of the way. After all, it's strange to see 5 people like you, very well equipped, marching down the center of the road. As you make your way up to the shipyard, this shipyard looks familiar. Can I get history checks from everyone except for Sison?
I think I know where this is going.
I think I still have one of the exhaustions. I have disadvantage on this.
Awesome. Cool. So, Saphira, Ruzin, and Saphira.
Yeah.
Saphira is getting that ones and being like, I got it.
Coming back from the dead removes a level of exhaustion. So you reduce that by 1, however many levels you have.
That seems very backwards.
Yeah.
It seems like a
I
very
think-
weirdly specific thing. Like, it doesn't remove
Yeah.
all of them, just one.
It's
Yeah.
just
So
so
that if you die from having 6 levels of exhaustion, you
You
don't
don't
come
instant
back
die. Yeah.
and then immediately die again. It's,
That
I
would be
agree,
kind of
it's a little-
funny.
It's a little weird, but it is.
Funny.
Yeah.
You get res and instantly die of exhaustion again.
So, Saphira and Ruzin, you'll recall visiting this place back the first time you guys were in Ryport, just after the figurehead on the Changemaker was first broken off.
Ah.
You are at Elziak Mine Use shipyard.
I've seen nicer shipyards.
You look around. This isn't so much a shipyard, Sason, as it is a salvage yard. There is nothing being made here. It's stuff being cleaned up from shipwrecks that have been brought up to the surface or drug off of beaches. Nothing here is of good quality. Everything is crap.
Well, could be the bad part of town.
Ain't it wonderful? This is actually where we got the figurehead, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That thing.
What do you mean? It's
Right,
kind of
exactly,
cool.
That beautiful thing on the front of our ship.
Still would prefer it to be a dragon,
Announce-
but
announce-
I'm outvoted.
Announces our presence in the way it deserves.
When we get a second ship, Ruzid, you're welcome to pick the figurehead. This is a good place to start as ever.
All right, I'm happy to cast it if you're all ready.
Let's do it.
Coin is ready.
All right, gonna hold out my lovely little holy symbol. I'm gonna cast locate object, describing a purple powder that makes people's eyes explode and causes them to go berserk, and is probably some sort of drug.
Okay. All right. So, you cast this spell for locate object, and Interestingly, it pings like here in this salvage yard, about 40 feet off to the left.
Well, this is shockingly easy. We got something right here.
We're in the kingpin.
Lead the way.
maybe
We'll
there's just-
follow.
Be
Is
ready
the
to
shipyard
fight
up front?
everybody.
Everyone just
You
be
follow.
ready, because who knows what could happen here. But
Very, very
Sure.
careful with your breath.
You follow and you find a figurehead of an angel that has been recently pulled up off of the bottom of the sea. The front of the angel, the front right face of the angel, has been scraped smooth as if it ran against a stone surface. You don't see any purple powder at the moment, but this is where it's at.
is anyone around us that's looking at us at the moment that I can tell?
No!
I'm gonna pull out my sword, just take a swing, and try and slice the top of this off.
Okay. Let's roll your attack roll.
Sure.
And to be clear, you're
Pinata.
using a Holy Avenger to attack a wooden angel.
Little overkill.
Sure am.
How much damage did you deal? Awesome. You hack into it, and while you didn't cut clean through it, your blade comes back with a slight purple powder on one edge.
Why
I'm not
the
sure you're
hell
actually
is this
attuned to
here?
it. I don't see the +3 to the damage, I think.
Did not. Wait. Possible I
Might
forgot
be
to actually
too
click the
tuned.
attune button.
Oops.
You're right. There we go.
There you go.
Well, now I'm attuned on my end, but I don't think that's super important for the moment.
Yeah, just good to catch this now rather than
No, I
later.
appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess we found some, but what the hell is this doing here?
They're hiding it inside of the statue.
I think Coin would have a pretty good guess at what's happening here. He's gonna go up to it and observe it.
Okay.
He'll
Except
You
as
look
a
at
way-
the
as a way to
wound that
smuggle
he has
things.
just. Go ahead.
It's just saying it makes sense as a way to smuggle it.
Yeah.
dead on.
And to be clear, you said you got your ship head here?
Yeah, we're gonna cut that thing open first thing we're back. But
Oh,
right
well,
now,
that must mean we'll need to get a new one, right?
Don't- don't-
I'm sure.
We're not
well,
getting it
actually,
from
if we
here.
just, like,
Ruzid was the
If we cut
mastermind the
off-
whole time.
if we cut off just like the top of its head, like, then that also produces a pretty scary effect because then it's like, oh, it's almost like it's got. Oh, it's just, I feel like it's got part of the head missing, but it's still there.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's still
character.
haunted. Yeah. Exactly. So we don't need to replace it.
yeah, we'll just chop it up a little bit. We might want to. Coin looks around, remembering that there was a guy here that they got the figurehead from. He's looking for this salvage yard worker to ask questions.
Roll a
While
perception
Coin
check.
is looking around. Bryn would like to take out his wand of identify and cast identify, using the wand to touch the purple powder.
Okay. This is a magically infused version of frenzy.
Okay.
If you add 1 dose of frenzy to your character sheet, you will have the description there.
Very good.
11 on perception.
11 on perception. You don't see any workers here. Nobody's here. Which is strange because the door was open when you walked in.
So
You look around, and with an 11, you will notice that there's a cup of coffee off to the side.
Coin. We'll say to the party, like, you mind if I do something to get someone over here? Might be a little drastic.
Well, is there anything we want to do beforehand? Actually, one second. I'm gonna activate my divine sense as well.
Sure. Divine Sense detects celestial fiends or undead. And I like to do a house rule where we ignore the fact that it is blocked by any type of barrier.
Yeah, it's kind of
Because
silly.
otherwise it's boring AF.
And
But
useless.
you do your divine sense, and all of a sudden you look over, and within your party, you detect a celestial, a fiend, and an undead, all standing where Saphira is.
Wow.
Why are you
Yo,
looking at me like that?
you've got issues.
You don't know the half.
However, you do
You know,
not detect
now-
any
now-
other
now
celestial
you
fiends or undead.
You're telling
Yeah,
us.
when you say that, you sound just like my mother did.
Well, I agree. We should find out where the hell everyone is. Coin, if you want to do something.
Okay, I'm gonna flag him down, but first we should turn the ship head so that you can't see the damage. Because I don't want to buy this thing. And if they see that,
I have no intention of buying anything, especially when it's filled with drugs and they're clearly running something. If it comes
Wait,
I don't
down to
either.
that,
Isn't this crap in the scrapyard anyways? Doesn't he not even own it? It's just
yeah,
in
but
the
this guy
scrapyard.
might have like a break it, buy it policy. I don't want to risk it. Just make it look like we didn't cut it in half.
So,
That's
as
fine.
you
You
guys
know-
are
you know-
about to move
Sure.
this around, you realize this is the figurehead of the Aurora.
The
The
Aurora.
ship forehead that
Yeah, the
the
blue
figurehead
coat
that you
ship,
guys
right?
had. The ship's
When Pitney.
figurehead
I-
before it was the Changemaker.
So has
Now
this
I
been
really don't want to
sitting
buy
here-
it. It's
Has
mine.
this been sitting here the whole time since we
Roll an investigation
offloaded it?
check, please.
I don't. I'd be surprised if it was bought and
I can.
brought back.
How arm are called is that of the
You can go roll your investigation check, but Bryn, you look at the figurehead here, and the wood around this thing has been repaired in the past several weeks. There's a hole where the drugs were inserted and then sealed over.
Gotcha.
This has been converted into a storage device as opposed to having been one originally.
Okay. So
Someone has been
Saphira?
using this to traffic drugs, and since we dropped it off.
Are we under the
Saphira,
impression
coffee
when-
is very warm?
Are we under the impression it was not fitted this way when we had the Aurora? And this is
That is
only
correct.
something that is
Yeah, the
okay.
wood
It's
is-
newer. It's clearly been refurbished and modified. Okay, I think we don't know if the workers at this salvage yard are in on it. So I think we want to be assertive, if not aggressive,
with our interactions.
here.
I don't know. I would. Let's hold on. But you say they might not be involved, but
But they might.
with
On the other hand,
money.
they might be involved.
But think about it. Whoever's selling these drugs would not want their drugs to be accidentally sold off, which would happen if the owner of this place didn't know there were drugs in it. So the only way you could prevent that would be if they were involved.
Yeah, that's what
I'm saying
Pretty good
is
point.
that the
I'm saying
I
I
think
think
that
with
the-
100% certainty that we can go slap this guy around.
What
with
if
that-
we offer to buy? What if we offer to buy it, and then gauge his reaction?
Well, we've kind of already cut it open, so we need to
Well,
fix that
mm,
first.
We just leave it on the ground with the cut end facing the
That's
wall,
what. Yeah.
and then
I think
and then
we
we just
also
talk to him and
can't
say,
rule out
"Hey,
the fact that they might have been watching us this whole time.
Okay, you guys turn it. I'm gonna. I'll get him over.
I would have seen someone.
As the party
Well, we
turns,
don't have
the
to bring
figure-
him. We don't have to bring him here. We can go to them and just say, hey, you know what? You see that angel out there? We want it. We'll give you, and we just offer him like an amount of money that is much too high for the wooden figure, but much too low for the amount of drugs in it. Like
That's-
100 gold. We're
That's-
not going to actually relax coin. We're not going to actually give him 100 gold. But if we
That's
just
better than
say,
my idea. I was gonna boom my voice 3 times louder and yell for him to come over. Let's go find him.
Well, how much you reckon this stuff's worth, Coin? You're very wise with cash.
Not in drug money, but if you're speaking in materials, Eric, I think Coin will do some kind of a check based on his
This
knowledge
would
of
be
red
a
frenzy.
wisdom check. Yeah, or insight.
Here.
It's be insight for you.
Okay. That is.
With a 25, the drugs in this figurehead total value is 24,000 gold.
Ooh. I mean, if we can get the figurehead
find
for
a place to sell it.
if we can get the figurehead for 300, I might just buy it.
So what was that?
It's worth a lot. I'm kidding.
Coin
I'm
does a
kidding.
lot
We're
of Coin does a lot of
Right,
thinking out
right.
loud.
You might not know this about me, Sason, but I usually say things to gauge a reaction, not because I think we should do it.
Sure. The season's kind of eyeing you a little bit.
All right, Coin, you're the lead. You're the lead investigator. Where are we going?
Let's see. It's weird that he would like walk away and not have his items being watched. Like it's kind of weird to just have the doors open and let anyone walk in. Coin is looking around where he would assume like a car salesman would be standing. You'd think he'd be by the front door, but since he's not, Coin would probably hop up on a roof or something,
Okay. You go outside and hop on a roof.
or even the edge of a
Awesome.
fence, just to find something.
Cool. You go out and hop on the edge of a fence.
And let's say he does a perception check
Sure,
for
just look around.
noise or anything.
It's busy streets, people going all over the place. It would be exceedingly easy for a dwarf to be hiding.
Jason, you don't happen to know find person or locate person, do you?
I actually do know locate creature if we're looking for that.
I mean, we've met, presumably, unless they changed hands. I've met the guy who works here.
I mean, I don't specifically know them. If you want me to look for the closest dwarf, I might be able to do that, but...
What if I drew you a picture? Do you think, like, if I drew it good enough with that kind of...
I mean, I remember his name.
We could try it, but I can't make any promises.
But can't we just name him?
I don't do magic.
I'll
Can you just name him?
display the details. Generally, I have to know him, but
And it
otherwise,
says
again, I can
describe her
try.
name.
That's
Like
familiar
it's
to me.
familiar
Oh.
to you.
Could he put this inside of a the Eon Stone and then I cast it because I'm familiar with them?
That sounds like cheating. Let's do it.
Oh, that's a great idea, but the stone can only hold 3 levels of spells.
Ah, this is a scam.
Does he ever carry a certain item on him? Maybe we could just use locate object again.
I didn't... Coin does not recall any distinct characteristic or object this guy had. I would have guessed like a hammer or something, but even that, I don't see why I'd be carrying it around.
We may be back to booming voice.
All right, let's just
mean,
walk
is
up
he-
to a random.
Well,
hit.
isn't there like is there not an actual storefront for Elzik, or is it just
Yeah.
like?
That's where the figurehead is. You guys walked in there.
Oh, I thought that was like a pile of junk that we were looking through.
Exactly.
So the pile of
That's
junk
it.
is inside of his shop.
That
His
is
shop
his
consists of a roof with a door in front of it. The wall doesn't really exist. It's just some
Okay.
crates piled up.
Ruz is gonna
is-
walk inside the shop and just yell, "Elzik, get your ass out of hiding. We wanna do business."
There's no response.
Coin is going to use thaumaturgy to boom his voice up 3 times and yell, "Well, I gotta have that. I'd outbid anybody for this."
You hear the scamper clapping of 2 guards approaching. and you will see out the front door 2 guards looking in to make sure that you guys are conducting business as usual.
Coin is
give him a little
standing near a
wave.
random ship head.
We're just
Okay.
excited, okay? Nothing to see
Yeah,
here.
I'm definitely stepping in between them and the statue, trying to like block any chance of seeing the purple powder.
Sure. Can I get you guys to roll deception checks?
I
We're
don't
going to do a
actually want to buy
combined check
anything.
here.
I have advantage. 21.
All right.
Good.
That's a pretty good average. They're
It
going
might
to
have
look
been.
at you.
They don't have a doorbell to ring around here.
Coin, are you doing the whole I'm not doing anything whistle, just walking around? The innocent whistle?
He's like got one hand on the ship head and he's waving straight at him as if like nothing to see here. It's clearly obvious that he's deceiving him.
But they look at the rest of the party, and everyone else seems trustworthy enough. They go, I don't know why anyone would buy that crap. And they move along.
After a moment, when Coin sees that nobody working here shows up, he's gonna kick the ship head a little bit, wobbles, then he walks away. And he'll be in thought for a moment. He's trying to figure out next
All right,
line
gang.
of action.
Let's split up and look for clues. I'll take Saphira.
Oh no, not that phrase.
Where are we?
Well, I'm not the clue. Oh, maybe I could be.
No, I just assume you're gonna die if you go off on your own.
No, you're not a clue. You just don't have a clue.
Yeah,
I have
Yeah.
never died when going off on my yet.
let's test that theory.
I
Let's
guess
not
technically
test that
speaking,
theory.
Sison was with you, so that doesn't count as being off on your own. But you're on thin ice on that.
I mean, what are
You
the
know what they
chances
say
if we
about
just?
thin ice? A lot easier to sail through than thick ice.
Does guy have like posted hours here or something? Like, is he on his lunch break?
You go look for posted hours on the door. There is a posted set of hours. It has Tuesday, Thursday from dawn till dusk. Other than that, I'm out at sea. Today is a Tuesday. He should be here.
Wow.
Indicates that
Yeah.
he should be here. The door's unlocked, which indicates he should be here.
Well, pull up a chair, everybody.
Look.
Looks like
Look.
we're squatting.
Are we gonna stake out?
say it.
Like what?
I'll try to speak loud enough for at least anyone who's in the shop to hear me. Okay, I'll say, we just want to do a little business with you. We mean no harm. We wouldn't, obviously not authority whatsoever, and I think you realize that. So why don't you just come on out and speak with us? And I'm going to use my panache to try and charm him.
Okay. Roll your panache, please. Or what's the DC for panache?
It is my persuasion versus his insight.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, it's a big number.
That is a big number.
Stepping out from behind the counter where the coin box is, a little boy, can't be more than 5 years old, steps out. It's okay. He's not here.
Where is
he then?
So we don't recognize this boy, right?
You do not. No, he's got to be 5 or 6 years old. He left as soon as you guys came in. He said, he said a bad word, and then he left.
Yeah, I have that effect on people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that what is that, your dad?
No.
Your uncle or
Yes,
something?
Elzak, he beats me. He bought me, and he keeps me around to sweep floors when he closes up shop.
he
Jeez.
bought you?
Yeah.
That's a whole can of worms to unpack right there. You know, I feel bad asking you questions now. Do you know if he like, you know that dude like goes to the same spot? He's got a bar or like he's got a house.
I
Wait,
don't
did he
know.
get-
Or a boat.
He has a boat. That much I know because that's where he gets his salvage. Yeah, that's how he gets his salvage. But I don't know where it is. And ever since my mom died and he bought me from the state, I have to answer everybody that I talk to, otherwise I get beaten.
All right, we're gonna make a stop by CPS on the way to the dockyard.
Oh no, he's coming with us. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go over to that coin chest over there. I want to open that up.
Oh, don't touch that. I'm gonna get beaten.
Oh no,
The
that's not
last
gonna
guy-
happen
We
anymore.
won. We won.
The
We
the
won.
We'll be
last
all right.
person who robbed Elzak got me beaten. I got all sorts of whip marks and it hurt a lot.
I'm gonna kneel down in front of him, check him over for injuries. Just ask him as well. What's your
Roll
name?
your
kid?
medicine check. Oh, my name's Jerome, and I will type that in chat for you.
Shockingly poor medicine on my character.
You look him up and over. He doesn't have any scars at all. No bruises. Looks perfectly healthy.
I want to an insight check out all this shit he's saying.
Oh, jeez.
Roll your insight, please.
Ugh.
You believe him. Apparently, there's been some way that his injuries have been hidden.
Huh.
It's okay. You don't need to. Strange in danger. Please don't touch me.
I'm sorry. Are you hurt right now at all?
No, not right now. I've been good, and nobody's tried to rob Elzak in at least 2 weeks. So, I kind of just, I have been good.
I see.
I made porridge this morning for him. I mixed in cinnamon sugar, and he likes it that way.
We gotta find some like safe spot to move this kid.
There should be a temple of. Is
I
it?
can't run away. I can't run away. Please don't make
Why
me
not?
run away. Oh, because they'll beat me and send me back. It's horrible. I don't want to go. Just leave me here. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. He's
Hey.
not that bad of a man.
Hey, we can find a place that's better for you. I can promise you there are better places out there that aren't going to treat you like this.
I don't know.
Coin will walk up to the kid and he will take the coin out of his mouth. Just like holds it out for the kid. He'll say, "Hey, buddy, take this. Say it's a lucky coin. You hold on to that, right?"
If I take money, I get beaten. I don't want to take the money, sir.
You're not. No,
stranger.
you're not taking it. I'm giving it. See, you're not taking anything. You're being handed something, which isn't the same as taking, necessarily.
I appreciate that you're trying to do something nice
Mom?
for this kid, but it sounds
Mama
like
said don't. Mama said don't take things from strangers.
we're gonna get this kid in more trouble by
We're
trying
not
to
gonna
help him
leave
out.
him here.
There's
Bree.
no world I'm
We're
leaving.
not.
you.
We're not leaving the kid here, so it doesn't matter if I give him
To
a
be
coin.
also real quick, I have Aura of Courage, which means myself and friendly creatures, which I count this child as within 10 feet, can't be frightened. Does that have any effect on the kid?
Interesting. Ooh. That's a slippery slope. Oh man. Because all of a sudden I see Paladin Pedovan going. We don't want to go there.
All right, would it help if I cast Calm Emotions?
Calm emotions would help.
All right, let's go for that one.
Yeah. All right. So kid has a +3. So. +3. No. All right. Oh well. Okay. I guess I can take it. You sure?
Hey,
Don't worry about it.
Look at me. I'm gonna show him the scars because again, Satan is heavily scarred. I've been hurt by people before too, and I got out of it. I can promise you, there's safe places, and we can take you there.
And they won't bring me back. Elzak won't find me.
Definitely won't happen. Especially after we pay a visit to him.
Well, you're visiting right now.
Oh,
Why
I
can't you do
know.
something now.
Oh, we are. We're gonna take you out of here right now, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a nice talk with him.
Elsie doesn't like. I don't know about that, but okay. Where are you taking me? This is my
Great
home. I've been
question.
here for 3 years.
Are you always
So-
been in this town?
Past 4 years, yes. Mama and me came on a ship trying to reach Daddy, and well, we got here and Daddy didn't want me anymore, so Mama sold me to make money.
Do you know how that made Mama feel? Did she seem?
I don't think she really cared.
Question for the DM as well. My god,
Yeah.
is it, sorry, Oisis? How do you pronounce it?
Yep.
Oisis?
Yep.
Do they take acolytes at all? Do they like actually house them and keep them inside the temple?
Yes.
Uh,
And those acolytes are into self-flagellation and hard labor and all sorts of suffering.
well, maybe not
Sorry,
that one.
which,
alright.
which deity was this that you were asking about? The first part of the sentence didn't go through.
Here, I'll type it. It's the god that I more or less follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about
one of the
Tati's
very
temple?
common
So
yeah, one
weird.
of the very common things that his gods acolytes do is they stand out in open sun, bare-chested, just so that they get sunburned.
I hate to say it, but the Temple of Death might be a little more favorable for this kid.
I do know some other people, but it's not quite as safe a spot. I definitely want to make sure that the guy's taken care of.
We could sail him back to Nausea and hand him off to the consortium. I'd feel all right about that, but that would really take us off our mark.
That would be a longer trip. We could leave him on our ship for a couple days, but I'm worried that his Stockholm syndrome is so severe that he might come back on his own.
That's generous. I'm worried he's gonna fall off.
I do have some family in town that could probably take him in for a while. I don't know if they'd do it long term. I'd have to check with them, but at the very least, to get him out of here.
We might want to cover our steps if wherever we're
Exactly.
going. Honestly, I don't even discussing where we're gonna do it. This might not be the
What
spot.
about Isaac?
He's got his hands full already.
Isaac's on vacation. He was promised a long vacation, and I think we'd be intruding on it.
Whether or not Isaac would be okay with it, we don't know if this ship guy, we don't want to create more trouble for Isaac. As it is.
I think, in the short term, I would trust Isaac more than anybody else with this kid. But I think right now, Isaac's on vacation. He's not here. I don't think anybody can teleport this far.
Yeah, I don't know if we could even reach him short term. That's the thing. And
yeah, we'd have to sail back to Nausea anyway. And at that point, we just give him to the consortium. I'd say let's leave him with Seizen's family for a couple days until we're ready to leave, and then we can figure out a longer term
I think that's a
plan.
good call.
Okay.
I agree. I am assuming, speaking to the DM, that I could bring him to my family and have a discussion with them and have them at least take care of him for a while, but we might do that in game. I don't know what you'd prefer to do there.
That's up to you. How do you want to handle it? Because I've got them available. All we need to go and do is do that.
I'm happy to go there. I think it's one of the safest places for him right now.
All right. Cool. So, you guys ready to leave Elsic Mindview's place with Jerome?
Well,
We,
yeah,
I don't know if we can. Well, I mean, it's not like the kid's going anywhere.
we're not leaving the kid here.
No, I'm saying if we want to snoop around and then leave
Oh,
it
yeah,
aside.
sure. No, I do think we should comb the place a little bit and then also decide what we're actually doing with the drug-laden.
That's another question: is do we want to try and take that and because we could just dump it in the sea.
How
And
heavy
then-
do we imagine that thing is?
It weighs an easy 400 pounds.
Rusa could probably fly it out to sea.
I could just carry it
I
as
don't
is.
think the guards would be too privy to that, though.
Worst case
I-
scenario, I think we burn it here. But also, we
I
should
don't-
take a
I'm,
sample with
I'm
us.
worried about
Oh,
I'm
no,
worried
no,
about
yeah,
igniting
don't-
the drugs.
Maybe we don't burn the explosive
if we
drugs
burn
in
it,
the
it's
middle of
gonna
the city.
blow up
And
the
they're
whole
done.
thing. You can't blow up this whole building if you burn that much.
Which would be quite a
You know,
sight,
you know,
but
like,
It
let's
would be
get the
pretty
kid away
cool,
first.
but it'd also
I-
be pretty dangerous and probably kill someone.
and you know, the guards would probably split, and you know, although it would be fun to try and outrun them, you probably don't need a hate just
We could
yet.
definitely outrun the guards.
Let's not and say we did.
Have you seen the stuff they're wearing?
Are there any other figureheads by us?
Yes,
Whether-
there are.
Were there any
There's a
closer to me at the
peppercorn,
moment?
there's a couple goats, and there are 4 sharks.
I'm gonna stride up to whatever one's nearest and take another swing at this one.
Okay.
I think if we're looking for a lead, we could go back to the dock and do another locate object on this frenzy. There might be a ship out there. We might have a buyer. If we have
Sure.
a buyer, we might be able to figure out a seller.
As Sysons whacks into another one of these, Jerome winces. Oh, you don't. It's no, please. Oh. And a purple powder falls out of this one a little bit.
Oh boy. Alright, this whole
Alright.
place is just a
So this is
minefield right now.
I guess this is the drug warehouse.
We are checking Skinny when we get back.
Is that its name?
Yeah, Skinny.
Skinny.
I didn't name it.
Because it's lacking skin, or
I'm
You can
not
ask
sure
us.
how.
You can ask
I'm not
Tatu.
sure actually.
To be
How the
honest, I
hell
didn't
is that
even know it had a name, and now I'm really disappointed that his name's Skinny.
I didn't name it. As far as I'm aware, that's what Tati calls it.
That is what
Take it out with
Tati has
her.
called it multiple times.
I kind of love that.
Well, look, he's gonna get a lot skinnier once we're back because we got some entrails to clear out.
All right.
Well,
So, what
That's
you want
what
to
I
do
think
is
we
you
do.
have figured out that the figureheads in this place all are stuffed with this drug.
We got no clue where this guy ran. I say we go look for maybe active ships and shake some of those guys around. Because I doubt they like went here. Like we bought a ship head without knowing the contents.
That's true. We could just hang out here for
He's not gonna show up,
24 or
The kid
48
said he-
hours.
The kid said that he ran off when we showed up, so he's not showing up until he knows we're clear. We
Okay.
could hide.
Well, but I mean, we'd have to hide, and then we have to conceal ourselves somehow, and then after that, yeah, that's
There's like a way to ward this place, but I doubt whoever's running it would let that happen.
well, I will also say I worry a little bit about some sort of confrontation here, because if what you said about the explosive is true, one spark, this whole place goes up.
It's true.
yeah. We could just torch the place now that we know it's the drug warehouse, but that would
We're gonna get in some shit with the
If
town.
we do that, it's
City's
gonna
smart.
cause panic.
that's
I
true.
mean-
The fire could spread.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a way to make some sort of confined space?
So I
Any
do have a
spells or
rope
anything?
trick, but it doesn't last all that long. I think it lasts an hour, which is not bad, but I don't think, even with extended spell, I think we'd want to be here for like, I think we would expect to be here for like a good 24 hours. So,
Well, what I'm saying is, we could honestly throw a bunch of the explosives in there and see about setting them all off in there.
oh, I see. You mean we make a, we use it to humanely dispose of the, that's clever. Oh, that's
Exactly.
so clever. We use rope trick to dispose. We make an extra
blast
dimensional
room.
portal, and then we nuke it.
That could work.
That's really funny. I love that. Yeah, you know what? As long as they're gone and probably not coming back, this is if we're going to
Well, hold
make
on.
our
Let's
move.
be careful about this. The second we blow up all of this chain, we already have 2 sets of assassins on us. Do we want? We do want to find the drug people, and a good way to do that is to make them find us.
Make them come to us. Yeah.
But think about we don't know how many people they might send. There might be 400 people standing outside the change
Well,
maker.
if Segeos isn't hunting us already, he certainly will be if we blow this shit up.
We were also
Yeah.
already overheard
but
searching
think about
into
it.
this. At this point, they know we're onto them, one way or another. Word travels fast. I think we might as well strike while the iron's hot.
I'm with
There's
Sazen on this one.
multiple different assassins coming after us. We might have to fight each other to get to us.
Hey,
They take
you already brought
so
two
I mean,
many-
sets
at
of
this
keys.
point, we
I
have
want
so many
mine.
goddamn assassins. What's one more?
Oh, this is like the end of Grand Theft Auto 5 when you choose the Death Wish and you've got like 4 different factions.
You know how many
Driven
times I've been
mother-
stabbed in the back this year by assassins? I'm just. Alright, Coin's really thinking over, like, what are the pros and cons of getting this many stars in Grand Theft Auto put on us. And I think his conclusion's gonna be, like, it'll probably help more than it hurts.
I propose you all take a few moments, start collecting these, getting them all ready. I mean, a few moments, as long as it is, and keep an eye out on the off chance that. Also, sorry, who are we here to see? What was the guy's name?
What about that kid?
I'm gonna take him over and drop
Yeah,
him off
he's-
somewhere.
Gonna not be here while the exploding happens.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Jerome.
Well, the exploding is
Um,
going to happen in a very confined space that nobody can see or hear. So it's
It's more about the
Yeah.
emotional trauma for him at this point.
That's what I'm thinking. I think
should
it's better
prob-
to get him out of here.
You should probably also ask him if he's got, like, pets or siblings or something.
My guess is
Never
no,
know.
but we can always check. Is there anything you'd want to take here if you're never coming back, kid? Or Jerome?
What do you mean I'm never coming back? You're going to kill me?
Maybe don't phrase it like that.
We're gonna find you a new loving home that's much safer, where no one beats you, where no one forces you to work all day. You'll get a good education, you can grow up safe and feel okay. And it'll take some time till you're happy, probably, but you're gonna be happy. How's that sound?
You're going to put me to sleep.
Does that seem like something we do?
Well,
I-
the only way that sort of thing exists is in a dream.
Huh?
Jesus
Ever heard of a fairy
Christ.
tale?
We could probably find a way to put you to, like, take a nap on the way over, I
Yeah.
guess.
I'll tell you what, kid. You're gonna fall asleep right now, and when you wake up, you're gonna be in that magical dreamland. I'm gonna cast sleep on him.
He falls unconscious. Congratulations, you've knocked out a kid.
We're heroes!
I'm gonna be honest. I think we should just take him and put him somewhere safe. This kid has some serious problems. I'm really worried about him.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not a therapist, but he shouldn't be here.
Nah, I've got my own damage, and like, I'm not paying for that right now either.
all right.
And also, wait, but when you take him, and Saphira will take off her cloak of billowing. Give this to him. And tell him anytime you feel powerful and needs to take on things. Anytime he needs to stand up to his fears, to use this.
I'm sure he's gonna treasure it. Thank you.
All right.
All right. So, Sazen, you
Sazen.
want to take care of that, and then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. Before you go, real quick, I need to invite you to the Discord server, and Bryn is going to set up Bryn's private Discord server with the party so that we can stay in touch while Sazen is away.
Wait, one second. I
And,
need to make an account.
Um,
Okay, we're good.
Put on two-factor.
yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna use a sorcery point to make it an extended spell to make it last for 2 hours. So hopefully that's enough time for Sazen to go and come back, and we'll be able to keep in touch in case there's a problem.
Should be enough time for me.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna take him and go visit my parents real quick and
All right.
explain the
Well-
situation.
While Sazin and Bryn are handling those things, Coin is actually going to go like to the shop area, maybe even looking for where he might have.
Oh, sorry, I'm
What?
also taking that coin chest with me.
Sure.
You're gonna take the strong box? Okay.
Yeah. You know, actually, I should just do it here. I am gonna pry it open while here. My goal is to give the kids some money to get a new life started. Whenever we figure out what we're doing with them long term, whether or not he wants to stay here. So I'm gonna just pry that open with my sword if possible.
Okay. The strongbox opens. Inside, you see a whole bunch of glittering coins. It looks like gold, silver, and copper, along with what looks like gems. Can I get an insight check, please? With 25. These are not metal coins. These are wood coins that have been painted in the various denominations.
Wow.
The things that appear to be gemstones are glass.
Damn,
Debated.
really griefed us.
I mean, you can bet either he has another store somewhere around here, or he took it with him and it's on the ship. But either way,
I'll let you know if I find anything. Coin says is he's rummaging around the shop looking for records,
Okay.
like
Elsiac
any
doesn't
paper
keep
trail
records.
with any
You will
interactions.
absolutely find nothing like that.
Yeah, it checks out.
Seems like this guy
Yeah.
covered his tracks well. Must have knew something we
You
don't.
will recall your first encounter with Elsiac Mindview. He specifically stated that he kept no records and there were no receipts.
Oh,
Is there
And
maybe
you thanked him for that.
that I would? God damn it, I would
bites
do
you,
that.
huh?
Coin would. I don't expect to find anything, but he'd be looking for like maybe like a like contact information that he is encrypted through like there's no paper at all, not even of records, but just like any like mundane books, even like a
There's some books. Most of them consist of porn.
yeah.
You
Damn.
got Exotic Tales and How to Use Them, volumes 4 and 6.
These are the type.
are those the volumes we don't have already?
No, we have the entire collection.
We had. You think we would?
Oh,
have?
sweet.
Saison, you've just found out that they have an entire collection of Exotic Tales and How to Use Them.
Ah, very nice.
Exactly what it sounds like.
I could only ever get my hands on the second edition.
There's some really good stuff in there.
No, there's really not.
Coin will emerge.
You just
from
don't
the
have
store.
the. You just don't have good taste.
Favorites.
Maybe okay. You know what? If good taste is what you need to enjoy that particular series, then I'm glad I don't have good taste.
I think Bryn just wishes he
Ew.
had a tail.
Speaking of tails, can we
Yeah,
like
you're
put a,
jealous.
can we
And
like put
Rudy,
a
like wagged
fin?
his tail back and forth a little bit.
Can we put a fin on this conversation?
A fin.
Thank
All
you.
right, you
I'll be
all
here all week.
check out the area a little bit more, and then pile these things up, and think about how you're gonna get it all into the secret sub blow up section. I'm gonna take him and drop him off real quick. I'll be back as soon as I can.
All right. Just for the optics of this,
Yes,
You guys
I was
watch.
thinking about that.
as Saison,
I want to hold him like I'm carrying a sleeping child, like, you know, resting over my shoulder. I'm also going to wrap him in the cloak a little bit. Just not like just dragging an unconscious child behind me.
okay? So you wrap him in a cloak and hold him up over your shoulder, and you're going to walk down the street with a kid as a paladin of the god of suffering. Got it.
Yep, sure am.
They don't know that.
You don't know that.
He looks like a paladin.
Yeah, he's a good
So-
guy.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm the
indication
one
of
that suffers.
suffering there?
But hey, I take on other people's suffering, so they're not going to automatically assume I'm hurting the kid, probably.
He's got a big
Okay.
old sword. I think the average commoner would see a guy in full plate armor with a big old sword and assume that if he's carrying a kid,
Probably a
he's
good guy.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and have you roll your persuasion check in order to alleviate the concerns of the people you pass by.
That is a great call. I am also going to use my Emissary of Peace, Channel Divinity, to give myself +5 bonus to Charisma. Sorry, I don't know why it rolled. I just clicked to say I was doing that. Now I'll make my actual, Charisma check, yeah?
It's persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yep. with
Even better.
+5.
So another +5 to whatever I roll here. That'll be a 28.
With the 28, you are able to navigate back to your parents' alchemy shop. And as you walk in, your mother is there and smiles. How's it been? You missed dinner last night.
Sorry, Mother. You know how it is. It's not one thing; it's another. But well, I
Yes,
brought
yes.
yet another thing here. I'm gonna hit
What did you bring home today?
Well, you know how you and Father
You're
have been saying
not
it's kinda
supposed to
quiet.
bring back more children.
Listen, I know, but he heard about how great your home cooking was. You know,
Sason.
in all honesty, Mother,
Look.
he was in a bad place. He just needs
The
someone to
last
stay for a
foster
while.
kid, the last foster kid we took in ran away. Fine. Fine, we'll take care of him at least for tonight. We'll give him a good meal. Did you cast a spell on him? He's not waking up.
He was really tired. I think he just needs to rest a little
Roll your
bit.
deception check
Just give him a little push.
with disadvantage because it's
Yeah.
your mom.
I was gonna ask if I should do that.
Wait, what are they doing to try to wake him up? Because they're trying to shake him or something. I'll wake up.
Goodness gracious, say something. Fine. Wake up, dear. Wake up. Are you okay, Bryn?
Me? Oh yeah, sorry. I'm up and just looking for something.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll get you a meal. You'll be okay here, dear. I don't know what happened, but you can tell us the story over dinner. Sason, we can't do this all the time. You know that.
Would you rather me leave him there? What would you have me do?
Sometimes you have to.
Maybe you will, but I won't.
I know.
Damn, that's cold.
And I'm still proud of you. But you know, Sason, you gotta be careful about who you help. One of these days you're going to get on the wrong side of the wrong person.
I know, but hey, cross that bridge when we come to it, right?
Oh, you're crossing it, buddy.
I suppose. By the way, if you happen to find any of those mana potion recipes, your father is looking for them.
Interesting. I'll keep an eye out for him, see if I can find anything. Is shop going okay otherwise?
Well, we've been competing with that other shop down the street. He's such a nice man, but it's been hard being the new shop in town. We tried to run a discount, but they also ran one, and they've got a better word of mouth. So, we'll make it. We'll make it.
I'm gonna pass her 50 gold and just be like, hey, I know you'll make it. You guys are the best at what you do. And use this, try and, put some advertisements out there. Just things up and running.
Sason, we don't need the charity. We're doing fine.
Oh, it's not
After
charity.
all.
Think of it as rent for Jerome.
Is that his name?
It
All
is.
right. Fine. You realize that this is just the value of one potion, and we sell a lot of potions, Sason. We're not
Yeah,
poor.
I did not realize that's what they were doing. Wow.
Yeah, one potion of healing is 50 gold.
Jeez. Man, actually, they're doing great then. Who am I kidding?
Only
You're
50.
like, I'm gonna. It's like the kid coming home. Hey, Mom, I left $1 on the counter for rent, and walk
Yeah,
out.
Split her $5, like, don't spend it all in one place.
Right. She's like, oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
Listen, I'm broken compared to her. It's fine. Well,
Yeah.
use it to get the kid on his feet.
Yeah. All right. So you've left him with your mom at the alchemy shop. Your dad has asked you to collect some recipes for mana potions, and you're free to go if there's nothing else you want to do there at your parents' shop.
I mean, I'd probably just take a look around, make sure things are going well. But yeah, I kind of want to hurry back to everything else. So quick hi, quick goodbye, hugs, kisses, promises to visit soon.
She waves and just you off as she's paying more attention to the kid you brought in than you.
Take care, Mom.
Yes, yes. Another mouth to feed. I'll have to go to the grocery store.
Before I go,
Don't forget to wash behind your ears.
I do want to pass off the cloak to Jerome and pass on the message from Saphira as well.
He looks at it. But can I sell it?
If what you want, but it'll also always keep you safe, so I'd keep it on.
Roll a deception check. Alright, he'll believe that this cloak can keep him safe.
Boy, I sure hope we don't find this kid stabbed in an alley later.
Who would know that the paladin would be the one lying to kids?
Sometimes you have to lie to keep people safe.
Let's go ahead and put it in picture here. You've knocked a kid out, abducted them from where they were living, taken them home to your family, dropped them off, abandoning them with someone who they have no idea who they are.
There's a
You've
lot
given
of
them
context.
clothing. You've given them clothing from a pirate, and then you've lied to them, telling them that the clothing will keep them safe. Awesome.
And
We're
they're
off to a good
still
start.
in a better situation. I feel good.
That is an extremely ungenerous interpretation of the last hour.
Okay.
I'm going to be rushing back to meet up with the others.
Like, if you just want to call pink light red, you're technically right, but it's the whole story.
All right. So
Yeah.
you return to the party. Party, what have you guys been doing while he's been gone?
Is this not gonna fit in here? Like,
There's
There's a lot
that's
of
a good
boom.
question. How big is the extra dimensional space? It is. I can hold as many as 8 medium or smaller creatures.
That's
So
pretty
There are
How many
7
figureheads are-
figureheads.
oh, we got
7.
this.
okay,
Start
Actually,
loading them in, boys. We're just gonna start picking up the figureheads.
yeah. So I'm gonna cast Rope Trick using a 2nd level spell slot, and
What to help
We
too,
will,
is it?
You
Yeah.
sure we can't just, like, hollow them out and keep the ship heads? Some of these look cool.
No,
Nah.
that's like way too much work.
different ship head every day.
Yeah, one for each day of the week.
It's Tuesday.
What
Tuesdays
Coin,
we wear
what
sharks.
Coin is proposing? What Coin's proposing is the equivalent of a license plate changer.
Yeah, you never know when you need it.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I mean, if we want to get fancy, we could just make our figurehead something that's fully magical. Like, I don't know, maybe get some artificer to make something fancy.
let's just get the drugs out of it first. Then we can pimp our ride.
So you carry these up into an extra dimensional space.
yep,
Right.
it's gonna be. I'm gonna have the entrance be pretty much at head height to minimize
Okay.
the work necessary, and then it says that attacks cannot pass. Attacks and spells can't cross through the entrance. But we could probably like throw a torch in there.
Is considered a ranged attack. Throwing something.
Well, but just like tossing it.
Let me,
All right.
let me go in, and I'll just jump out at the right time.
Yeah, you leave like make like a trail of like.
Yeah.
If we have like some kind of alcohol, we can like make like a fuse and then light that and then jump out. And then yeah, it has an hour to burn, and then when that's another reason we want it close to the ground, just because when the spell ends, it's just gonna the space will disappear and anything inside it will just dump out onto the ground. So yeah, we can start the fire and let it burn for an hour, or how maybe like another 45 minutes are left on the spell, and that should be plenty of time for the most dangerous accelerants to burn off, and then yeah, we can it'll whatever's the ashes will just dump out onto the ground when it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other preparations we want to make before starting the fire? Oh, we could do a Liamon's tiny hut over this space. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Is that when the spell's about to end, I'm gonna ritual cast Liamon's tiny hut to cover the because it's a 10-foot dome, and if the extra dimensional pocket is about 5 feet off the ground, then anything that falls out of the hut after anything that falls out of the pocket after it goes away should be contained within the hut, just in case we've messed up. And yeah, we're gonna do that as well, just in case.
Yeah.
All right. So, you have all the figureheads up in the rope trick. You have Lehman's tiny hut ready to be cast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand 20 feet away.
Yeah. We'll stand 20 feet away, and yeah. So, Saphira, when you're ready, I think light the match, light the fuse, jump out, and then throw the rope, throw the rope into the pocket. And then, yeah, let's do it. Let's light this baby up.
All right. Saphira?
I'll climb up. First outside of it, I will light the torch. Then
Okay.
I will climb up into the rope trick.
As Saphira's going, I'm going to give her bardic inspiration.
Sure.
And I think we're all
idea.
a little bit inspired by the idea of
Just to check.
starting such a big fire.
Real quick, am I back yet?
Probably
You'd be
not.
arriving. You'd be
Well,
arriving
just
just
'cause-
about the time that Saphira's feet go up into the hole.
You
Perfect.
guys sent the one person that can't come back if they die into the explosive hut.
She volunteered. Look, we can't stop her from.
He wouldn't have it any other way.
She's also the most willing.
How have you all survived this long?
I'm
Well,
just really, really
technically-
hard to kill.
Technically speaking, Saphira has.
Stubbornness.
I will
All right.
to throw
Yeah.
the torch at the farthest target and ignite it.
You throw it at the furthest target.
Okay.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do as the torch sails across the extra dimensional space in slow motion? As that's when you remember, oh, I was supposed to set up a fuse.
It's fine. You jump out.
I was planning on throwing it and then just like jumping out like as soon as actually I should probably do that now rather than wait to see it. Start to blow.
Sigma Severe, wait to see the explosion.
Would Saphira have realized this, or would Saphira be jumping out?
Keep in
Would
mind,
Saphira's
Saphira did
wait
die
watch?
earlier.
Let's see.
yesterday.
Let's see.
Benefited.
Okay,
Oh
no,
my
Saphira's
Oh my God.
waiting to see.
God.
Saphira's waiting to see the explosion start, then jumping out. As
So,
Hold on. Before we do anything, can I do something?
What would you like
Coin
to do?
prepares the Chrononacrim key while they're setting up all of this.
yeah.
Sets up the Chrononacrim key
All right.
before any of this occurs.
Just in case.
Okay.
Sure. There
I'm
you go.
loving
So
the
you're
idea of
activating
me
it
walking
now?
up like,
I just needed to make sure.
I know he's not activated. He's just getting it ready to return here. I guess, right? Is that how that works?
We
Well,
can
he has to activate it in
later.
order. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
you want to do the
He's
save
quick
state
saving.
now?
Just preparing it, not activating.
All right. Gotcha.
Now's
So
a
you're
good-
doing the
now's
quick
a
save
good-
now.
Now's as good a time as
All
any.
right.
While
So
Saphira
if
has
now's
all of
the
her
quick
hair.
save.
No, I was assuming it was done during before Saphira threw that, like during
Sure,
the set.
that's perfectly fine. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you have quick saved. Saphira, you told me that you were going to watch this torch hit that figurehead.
And at the instant that I see any reaction at all, I'm bailing.
Okay. You won't see the reaction as
Yeah.
the entire thing flashes and explodes. The
Let me see what's gonna
entirety
happen.
of this room, this extra dimensional space, is consumed with this explosion. This explosion was big enough to blow up half of Ryport.
So Saphira's hair not
Saphira,
doing so good.
because of the rules, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw of a DC
Alright.
15.
With Bardic
gonna be-
Inspiration, which is
you're gonna be-
You have a D8 of Bardic.
Saphira, you have evasion. Therefore, you will take 0 damage from this city-destroying explosion in this extra-dimensional space.
Well, I think that does the dexterity save represent Saphira diving out of the
I would say so.
diving out of
I
the
think
pocket?
so, yeah.
I much prefer the idea of you just walking out like, damn, that was crazy.
It missed.
Boom. There is no
Yeah,
sound that comes from the other side of the invisible portal. You do not see any flames because it's invisible portal. There is no reaction other than the fact that Saphira fell out of the extra-dimensional space.
Where's the?
All right.
Did it work
Have you-
out?
How'd you do that without a fuse?
Wait, yeah, you
Well,
did it without a fuse.
we don't know that Saphira
Yeah.
didn't set a fuse.
Oh, I
It's
thought the
a-
fuse was going into the space from outside
yeah.
of the space or something.
Yeah, I assumed
Oh,
like a
that would've
Tom
been-
and Jerry ass fuse that goes
That
through
would
the
have been
portal.
smarter, actually.
That's what I would have recommended, but y'all.
You mean you could have used the rope
I just-
as part
Right?
of
For
the
actual
fuse?
rope?
Well, I don't think the rope actually touches the,
It does,
the drugs.
because you can pull it up into the
Yep.
thing. It actually extends up into it.
Walker, you literally said don't forget to throw the rope inside.
Well, that was to close the space. I wasn't thinking of using the rope as the fuse because you can pull the space. You can pull the rope in to
Yeah.
close the space. Look,
Yeah.
it's an instrument. It's an extra dimensional portal. The rules aren't clear where the rope ends. The extra dimensional space begins.
Really, a
the
conversation we should have had prior to anything happening, but that's fine.
The job's done.
Dealt with.
Saphira's still alive. So yeah, we're gonna let it
Yeah,
burn
that's
for the remainder of the time. I'll ritual cast Liamon's tiny hut over the space, just so that when we can watch the we can watch the well, actually it's opaque from the outside, so we might have to do Wall of Force instead. You know what? We're gonna be responsible Boy Scouts and put out our fire properly.
call.
And I'm gonna put up a Wall of Force.
I don't know if that's necessary, because honestly, think about it. If this is like a huge explosion type thing, this is not a slow burning material. If it was,
Probably
we would do
not.
massive explosions. So the only thing that can
you're
continue burn
probably
there
right.
is the actual like wooden figurines. And if that's burning, we just dump some water on it and move on. But it should be
You're-
blown to smithereens.
You are almost certainly right, but given the amount of drugs we just detonated, I would like for the whatever burning remnants are left in the extra dimensional space to be dumped inside this dome of force, so we can look at it and confirm that it's safe to just like sort of let it finish.
Yeah, I'm inclined
petering
to
out.
agree.
I respect
just
the
in
safe
case.
choice. I like that.
This isn't our first drug lab that we've blown up. we're professionals.
Kind of experts.
Wait, that was professional?
Well, it's
I'm
about
sorry, I
as
don't-
as you get with us.
I'm sorry. Who asked you for help?
Did you see anyone get hurt?
I mean, the most professional thing I did was probably home renovations, which was me just tearing
Right.
down walls.
You did it great.
Why do you think? And why
Thank
do
you.
you think I was the one that lit it in the first place?
Honestly, because I figure you just don't have like many thoughts of self-preservation.
Oh, that's also true.
So
Yeah,
how long
yeah,
does this take?
we're here for a good time, not a long time.
This gonna take 30 minutes for this stuff to burn out? What are we looking at?
Well, we're waiting until the rope trick spell ends, which is an hour, and then when the rope trick is about to end, Bryn puts up a wall of force in the shape of a dome, with a radius of 10 feet on ground zero, and we're gonna wait for the remnants of the figureheads to be dumped onto the ground and confirm that they're not. Confirm that it would be safe to just sort of leave them.
Okay. While you guys wait, is there anything you'd like to do?
No,
Did you guys
coins.
check out the area while I was gone?
Coin
We've
will
had, yeah, we've
continue
had 30
rummaging the
minutes.
shop, but I don't believe he finds anything.
Nothing of value.
Yeah,
But-
nothing incriminating.
The hour passes, and the spell ends. Your wall of force, nothing comes out of the extra-dimensional space.
Oh wow!
Except
Just
a
really
little bit
just
of ash. That's it.
burned to ashes. All right.
Oh, that's a
Well done
success.
all around. High fives. Look at that.
Yeah, nice. Job
Let's
well
go,
done.
team.
Yeah,
We did it.
Let's leave before taking down the wall of force because there's probably going to be some pretty noxious fumes coming out of it.
I'm
once
surprised
we
nobody stopped us.
drop the wall. Well, what were they going to do? Oh, I guess they could have seen us just pretty much stealing their
Well, he
stuff.
knew we showed up. You'd think he'd be hiding in a tree watching, and if that were the case, you'd think they wouldn't let us do this.
I guarantee you he's on his boat right now. Unless we ran to get help, in which case we could have been surrounded this whole time. But otherwise, he's on his boat.
Well, he's had an hour to set sail, so let's hope he's not smart.
2 hours,
2 hours.
because of the hour that Sason had to take to go and take Kiddo over to his parents' place.
Time management isn't our forte.
No.
Coin will.
Which is funny considering you just fought a time dragon.
I think we learned a lesson, right? Coin will say, like, all right, I think we go to the dock. I don't expect him to be there, but we might find someone who's bought one of his ship beds.
Yeah, honestly, if we can find his ship, whether here or even out on sea, we need to have a talk with him one way or the other.
Coin
I
will.
mean, the ship could
start
be the
walking
source
to
of
the
where
dock.
they're getting their shipments from, and then if we follow the shipments, we'll be able to find the source.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not convinced that that guy is, like, selling the drugs. I think people buy the drugs from someone else, and then he's just the middleman for getting them moved.
From
You're
what I've
probably
heard,
right.
it sounds right. But if it was him, on the other hand, that's moving them, we know he's only in town Tuesday and Thursday, so looking at that, we could estimate the range that the source of his drugs would have to be coming from.
Only a few
Right.
days traveled.
Exactly. My guess, though, is I think you're correct. I believe he's most likely the middleman, but still can't rule out the chances. We need to see him and his ship. Also, we need to go back and check Skinny.
Coin is, but at this point, he is actively walking to the dock,
Okay.
and I
I'll
will
follow.
assume, unless we have other plans, that that's where we're going.
Well, I think Skinny's not going anywhere. Do we want to? So, what are our leads? We've destroyed presumably a big stockpile of drugs that were waiting for distribution, but we've cut out the middle of the chain, but we still have the two ends of the chain. Do we want to try another locate object and see where the next?
I'm saying we do that at the dock and see
Okay.
if there's a ship
Oh!
that bought
I
drugs.
agree with that. I
You're
think
right.
it's a great call.
I thought we were going back to the Changemaker to investigate Skinny. You're right. That's an excellent idea.
Well,
we
we
can
should
still do
probably
that,
investigate
but-
Skinny first to make sure that it doesn't ruin our spell. But
Yeah. I'm saying we can do multiple things, but the dock is the best place to do it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's
do it.
head to the docks and
All
try
right.
and find out.
So the group returns to the docks. Takes you guys about 45 minutes. At this point, you guys are looking at about 2:30 in the afternoon. What would you like to do as you arrive at the Changemaker?
Let's check out Skinny first, because again, we can't have it messing up our own spells. I want to climb up and try to examine it from the front of the ship before we do anything crazy. Does
Okay,
it look like it? Half of it looks skeletal, yeah.
correct.
So
How
only
hollow?
half of it looks solid.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
your
wonder if
investigation
this-
check.
I want to like stab a knife into it, see if it comes out purple.
Yeah, it's not much.
With a 7, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It looks like a very old figurehead that probably belonged to a previous ship before this one. It has
Coin
been
followed.
hastily nailed in place.
Gotcha.
This thing does not look very stable.
Is
Alright.
It's. Did we ever set up the ballista? Is it on Skinny or is it just nearby?
The ballista has been removed from the ship since
No!
the last time you guys had the ship.
Damn it!
The
That's why.
ballista.
You guys had a ballista? That's awesome.
That's
Yeah, it
why
was
we want.
awesome.
Someone stole. Okay, I'm getting reimbursed for that.
Well, who are you gonna get it reimbursed from?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
the fact that our ship was brought back to us in itself is already a gift. Anyway,
Alright.
While the
Think you should
what you
cut a
guys
hole in the
don't
bottom?
see, what you guys don't see, as the camera pans across the Toad Sea, is Crazy Zach at his house with a brand new ballista mounted on his porch.
Crazy Zach. God damn.
God damn you.
I don't know who Crazy
his
Zach is,
name?
but I love him.
Just Crazy Zach was the dude living on the sea, right? When we
Correct.
first showed
He
up
has a-
in Australia.
He is the hut. Yeah, he is the hut out in the ocean that's camouflaged
Camouflage.
from the sky. Yeah.
Maybe
It's
he'll
just
kill
like
a dragon
hobo.
with
It's a
that
beach
thing.
hobo. It was a beach hobo we met.
I guess that was the plan. Maybe he'll shoot down one of the dragons.
He'll use it more than we have, honestly. With that said, Coin, he doesn't want to do like permanent damage to Skinny, but I think he's a
does anybody in the party have the mending spell?
Nope.
Darn, I think Isaac was the only one who could do that.
I actually have that.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so let's just keep the
Since
the
when
cuts-
do you have that?
it's new.
I've had it all. I've had it ever since I got all my spells back, and I had it before.
But you haven't
I lost
used
them.
it. Got
Yeah,
it.
Saphira doesn't strike me as the
Yeah.
fixing type.
I didn't-
That's character
you know,
progression.
when you break a lot of things, you have to learn how to fix at least some of it. Just, most of the things I broken weren't the things that needed to be fixed because they were.
Or could be fixed.
Or I did too much damage.
Let's see how good you are at mending.
Okay.
Then
It's
let's
mostly the latter, Saphira.
break Skinny open. Put it back together.
Who among us doesn't?
Me?
I mean, I love breaking things. I think you know that super well, so.
Exactly.
Coin's
There
going
are some people
to.
who say that it's actually that's things not being broken is actually the unusual thing.
When I'm around, it's pretty accurate.
Coin's gonna decipher where he would best guess some, like if there were a hidden compartment where it would be, like probably the rib
Sure.
cage area,
Yep.
the human side of it, and he's going to make. I guess essentially he's just carving out a hole. You can imagine it a few ways, but he's probably like taking a dagger to it and cutting a hole into it.
You're
Pull out a
probing
chunk.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. You probe into it, and all you get back is sawdust.
All right.
You dug around in the inside of your figurehead and found that it is just solid wood.
Hey, we good.
Good news. All right, undo it, Saphira.
So touch it and cast mending.
It cures itself.
Lovely.
He'll turn to Sazin and do a little hand gesture that implies sort of a spin with his finger, like a locate object kind of gesture.
I'll do a little exaggerated pulling up of sleeves that I don't have because I'm wearing armor. And I'm going to do locate object same way I did it last time.
All right. Locate object. And you are searching for?
Now I'm actually familiar with it a little bit more because I actually saw it. Oh, we didn't save any of it, did we? That was something I was going to do as well, except I wasn't
Nope.
there. No,
It's
oh well.
all gone.
I'm still going to search for. I guess the name's kind of irrelevant, but I'm not familiar enough with the powder that I'm going to search for that specifically. At least I would argue I'm familiar enough with it.
Okay. Cool.
The party describes it as frenzy. Seizen would
Sure.
pick up quickly.
Yes, I can
sort of
agree with that. I'll say purple frenzy.
Well, and he
Sure.
knows what it looks like.
Yeah, now I'm familiar-ish with it at the very least. So
Sure,
whatever.
yeah.
All right. So you do this spell, and there is frenzy in the ship on the other side of the dock that you are currently docked on. It's
Oh, we
currently
got one.
in the captain's quarters.
I'm gonna point out the ship to everyone else. Well, that captain's got some.
Not what I was expecting.
You look at that ship, and this ship is a military vessel. It's easily going to have 140 people on board.
Oh, great.
It has 16 ballista, several catapults, not cannons, but catapults. It's got 5 masts. This thing is massive.
It's on the one ship where it's essentially useless to know that there's frenzy on it.
Not completely. I mean, someone could sneak in and get some intel without outright conflict.
Yeah, the question also becomes: are they a part of this, or are they also investigating it?
How much do you know about where it is?
Oh.
Like, is it strewn
It's-
out on a table? Is it in a bag?
Near as I can tell, it's in the captain's quarters. It gives me a general location, or general really direction. That's about all I
Yep.
can give you, though.
Kind of just sounds to me like a crooked teacup.
Are been planted there.
Planted in the captain's quarters of the ship?
Now, on the other hand, this also means if they're a part of this, we're in some serious shit.
I mean, we know Segeos has connections everywhere. It honestly doesn't surprise me that he's got some connection with the military.
I don't think they the inclusion of like the military. I don't think their job is to defend the movement of frenzy. I think it's to look the other way while it happens. I think
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily in their interest to defend us from
Well, it's in
putting
the
a stop to
captain's
it.
quarters, right? Maybe the captain's like paid off.
Fair call. Well, I mean, we could always just go ask.
Hey, we
We
X-rayed your ship and found a bunch of illegal substances. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, you want to talk
If it's
about
in
it?
the captain's quarters, I think we can assume that the captain's in on it. It's not easy to access the captain's quarters while the ship is
Oh,
at sea without the captain
Oh.
knowing.
Yeah, this isn't a lobster
what-
catching ship we're talking about.
so what we could do is wait until the captain leaves the ship, follow the captain drunk, maybe have him take a little nap, and then one of us comes back disguised as the captain and boards the ship and goes into the captain's quarters and removes the frenzy.
It's not a
Great
bad
idea.
idea. It's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, but we probably want to get info from this
And that
captain.
is-
I was thinking more take
Yeah,
capture him
exactly,
and
that's our
interrogate him.
whole purpose is.
¿Por qué no
I
los
don't-
dos?
So we can
I don't know if
and
kidnapping a
him
military
while someone-
personnel captain is a good long-term solution.
I don't give
Well-
a fuck. He has frenzy. He must be in on it.
I'd say start by getting him drunk and see what we can get from there. If we can find he's truly in on it, I've done worse things.
See,
Okay, no, I
that's the
haven't.
spirit,
But
Tyson. You're talking all about your platitudes and nice things that you do, but this is how the train wreck gets it done.
Now we're
the
meeting
most
in the middle.
important thing is that we get these drugs off the
barely
streets.
piracy.
Yeah. So, we scoping this ship out for the next 5 hours then? Do we even know if he's on it right now?
I don't think we do. I think we need to find out who the captain is first. Unless we're just looking for someone with a big hat. Hey, who's the captain of this ship?
Reliable method.
Yeah, Coin puts his hand up.
You need a big hat.
I have a yellow hat somewhere in my bag. Not big.
Nah, we need a big one with a feather. It just feels
It
right.
qualifies him for talking with monkeys.
Yeah. It's not that
Big
kind
yellow
of hat.
hat, right? No? Oh.
No. Not
Oh.
Curious George hat.
Just George.
So, so what are we going to do? So, are we still planning on trying to track down Elzak and, give him a lot of talking to?
We do still want to
Or
do
has
that.
that?
No, I do think that has to be a priority as well.
We don't even know where that guy's
I-
sailing right now.
Does anyone know what his ship looks like?
Nope.
Probably really run down
The kid might.
and held together by scrap.
That's
Kid
a good
might.
point. We could ask the kid.
Don't know how forthcoming he'll be, but there's non-zero chance we could get that out of him.
We can use the suggestion spell to gently compel him to
Jesus
answer our
Christ.
questions.
Yeah.
What? It's the best non-violent way of getting someone to answer your questions.
You're right.
But damn.
You're not
What?
wrong. You're a little out of pocket, but you're not wrong.
I mean, I can't say anything. I put the kid to sleep earlier. You know,
I
you're
mean,
right.
I was gonna use suggestion and say he should follow Seizen and do whatever he says, and then you put him to sleep, so it became a moot point.
I think the kid should retain a sense of autonomy while he's being rehoused.
I mean, we can always do Plan B if we can interrogate the captain.
Well, I think one way or another we are going to have to address him, but we also could just look around, try and get some info on this guy, try and figure out what his ship looks like, what the name of it is, something like that.
Well, we know what it
Although-
looks like.
Well, probably run down is what we've got.
Do we have any connections in Ryport through the consortium? I don't think anyone's based out here.
The last time we tried, you and I both almost got murdered. Well, not just almost, didn't I?
Oh yeah. Maybe in a more public place.
First we just on the dock and see if we. There's a chance that the ship has sailed, but why don't we see if we find a ship that might fit our description first?
Is there a dockmaster here?
There is.
I think that's not a bad place to start.
That's an even better place to start.
What
Yeah.
are we gonna do? Are we gonna tip them off that we're looking for drug dealers, or are we going to try and keep our cards close to our chest?
I think we ask for
looks
the
like.
specific guy instead.
Okay.
But we're probably, I can almost guarantee you he's covered his tracks of it.
Tell them that we're trying to shop for new figureheads and heard that is our affordable.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Okay.
Colonel,
So, you wanna
hop
go
off the
find him?
ship and go look
Huh?
for this guy.
All right. Cool. You go looking for the dockmaster. Takes you a little bit to find him, but it's not hard. Let me get him on the screen for you here.
Yeah, he's really ready for
He's
us.
dressed. Yeah. He is dressed in gold armor and has a very fancy shield. As you come up to him, his golden hair rests in braids around his shoulders, and his beard is held in an brass binding. You walk up. Greetings. Can I help you?
Hey there, yeah. So, Coin will point over to where the change maker is. I'll say, we're in town trying to get a new ship head, and it just seems like the times keep misaligning on the guy that does that around here. Is he
Oh,
out of is he out of town? Does he have a ship that could one? It seems like we don't know when he's here. If we knew where the ship was, we'd know when to go over to his shop.
oh, well, of course. Let me get that information for you. You're looking to find Colonia, right?
Uh,
She's just down the way there. You'll find her in the very nicely appointed yacht shop.
oh no. It was just more low end kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's a little out of our budget.
Oh, you're talking about Mindview.
Yeah, mind view, that guy.
Hi, that's the name.
So could you type the name in just so I could have that?
Elzec Mindview? Okay, sure. Let me go ahead and get that for you here. Elzec
That's the one.
Mindview.
Let's see, let's cross-reference my
Paste.
notes. Okay, I do have the right spelling.
Yeah, I think the exact words that were used to describe them were dirt cheap.
And that's what we're looking
Cheapest
for.
shipwright in Ryport.
That'll do just fine.
Not that I can't afford the yacht stuff, obviously, but we were looking for Elzak.
Oh,
He might be able to afford the upfront cost, but have you heard the upkeep on that crap? It's not worth
no.
it.
No, thank you.
Well, I wouldn't know much about that. I tend to not have financial difficulties. You! Get those crates loaded over there on the speed. Yes? On the long one. Yeah, right.
I mean, I
Okay,
can
I'm
guess
sorry
you
about
don't
that.
have financial troubles. You're freaking covered in gold.
Well, of course, it's guilt, but it does the
Bruce,
job.
it's not polite to say you're super rich to people.
Hey, you also look super handsome, so just that too.
And there's no
Thank you.
there's no need to feel there's no need to feel any guilt. I mean, you done whatever you done for a reason, right?
True.
A good job, yes, because I'm proud of my
Right,
honesty and integrity.
Right. So then there's no need to feel guilt.
Why would I?
I think you said guild. Like
I think
gilded?
I think Saphira misheard you. Either that or they're just messing with you. Can't really tell.
Oh, please, excuse me. Get that slip moved. It doesn't belong there. Put it over next to that hunk of junk over there on the dock.
Well,
So
you seem like
Elzak.
a busy man. If you could just point out Elziak's ship or where it normally docks or what it looks like, we'd be
Oh
happy to get out of
yeah.
your hair.
Yes, his ship passes for a boat. It's usually docked right there next to the shore, so he doesn't have to risk it sinking too far into the water. Not there right now.
Ah,
Do you know what it looks like? I mean, other than
Yeah.
just dinghy.
It's a barge, better part of 40 feet long. He drives it with a rudder and a mage hand.
did you see him leave recently at all?
Saw him leave, would have been about 3.5 hours ago.
That's a shame. He didn't happen to say where he was going, did he?
Never does, because I don't ask.
Yeah.
One time I did ask, I had to get him arrested. He's a salvage guy. Better, I don't know.
Sure, they get what they can get.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it and your service, and please keep up the good work.
Did the Blue
Cheers.
Coats have
Of
some
course.
salvaging law or something?
I'm sorry.
They have some sort of law against salvaging?
No. We want to
Oh.
get rid of the hazards to navigation.
Oh, okay. So you arrested him for something else.
Of course. Smuggling of all sorts of various goods that should belong to him, such as wine and baubles, paintings. Specifically one painting
Any inconspicuous powders that you seize as well?
Oh, powders from Malzak? No, he's harmless. We did pick up some for the other day from another ship that came in, though.
No.
Really? What ship was that? Where are they coming from?
Oh, well, they were coming from the land of Shu. It was a junk. Are you familiar with them? It's one of these low-slung boats with big sails.
Can't
Interesting.
say I am.
Should we
I'm
tip
not
this?
super familiar.
Bruce is gonna speak in the Discord server and say, should we tip this guy off about the powder in the captain's quarters of that other ship?
What good would narking do?
This guy does seem to be very, very by the books, as it were.
We have to explain how we know that.
No, and just say I cast that locate spell because I've been worried about it and searching around the city for it.
That will be a good explanation.
Keep in mind, if the city guards or the military are trying to keep frenzy in business, it might be valuable to not advertise to everybody in town that we're the guys trying to stop it.
I mean, this guy
I know
seems
the
by
big
the books, though.
I know the big explosions we made sort of imply we've already done that, but that's a bit different from word of mouth.
Fair.
Considering nobody heard, saw, or felt the explosions. Got it.
Yeah, not that one though.
Yeah, it was completely discreet.
Yeah.
First time we've ever done something discreetly. Ever.
Yeah, let's go, team. We did a covert operation.
And if we want to keep being discreet, we should be cautious about who we tip off to our mission.
We can come
I'm not
back.
saying-
Maybe we come
not
back
saying
to this
don't
guy
do
if we
it.
get more info. He could be
Yeah.
helpful. He doesn't seem like the type to be in on these sort of schemes. Kind of
He
looks like a
does-
goody two shoes.
Seems like a
would he be
third party.
Would he be the type to be trusting to someone else? Tell them. That's
So on the other hand,
do
if
it.
he was a part of this, he also wouldn't be telling us that they'd found some of the powder on another ship, probably.
Yeah, that does seem kind of odd for him to say. Maybe it's a 4D chess sort of play, but I don't really think so.
Maybe Coin's thinking of trying this. What if we tipped him off without tipping him off to what our goal is? What if we just sort of brought up the purple stuff in passing?
We could
Take the lead if you'd like.
Yeah, I
When was-
like that idea.
Coin will say outside of like with his voice and mouth. We'll say like, yeah, you won't believe it. You see our ship over there? The skeleton on the side that used to actually be skinned over. We got hit by like some other ship. These dudes making a bunch of noise over there. I think it's like a drug ship or something. It's not like a Mr. Purple as they sailed away. We tapped into them, messed up half our ship head. Now we got to replace it. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I do.
How often you got to deal with people like that? Do they ever like dock here?
Occasionally, yes. I'm sorry. Is there something you needed?
I'm just making small talk.
I'm sorry, but I'm a very busy individual. Is there something I can specifically help you with now?
Not at the moment. If we have anything else, I'm sure we'll drop by again. But thank you for your time.
That's about
Of
it.
course. Have a good day. I'm sure that you will be fairly accommodated by the people at the docks.
Should hope so.
Oh, excuse me, you can't dock there. And he goes off to handle another ship.
Well, that was a bust.
Yes and no. We found out where. How did you say the guy's name?
Elzek.
Elzek. We found out where Elzek normally docks. We found out he drives a barge by mage hand. So honestly, he can't have gone that far.
Yeah, I don't think he got that far.
He's saying
might be-
trying to chase him down.
Yeah, we could probably catch up to him, to be honest.
We could definitely catch him. The only question is he hiding out somewhere? Because if it's a smuggler's run of some sort, he could easily have a hidey hole.
Would legend lore
Oh.
on Elzak give us anything?
It's
You're
worth a
welcome to
try. We could also do legend lore on just the purple suit, that or not suit, frenzy, and that might help us as well.
If
I
the
think we
thing
did
you
that.
named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information.
Hmm.
So says the spell. Now the purple stuff might be a different story, but Elzak, yeah.
He just seems like a pawn in the game.
I mean, I wouldn't be against just hitting the seas. We got to return back for Tati, so we can't get caught in a goose chase. But maybe getting a tip off to where he might be going.
I mean, Coin, you're the shipmaster. How far do you think a barge could go in 3 hours? How long do you think it would take us to catch up?
That depends. Is Saphir driving? I would need an out of character like a check for Coin to provide that information because Justin doesn't. I don't know if Justin could tell you, but Coin might.
Okay. Coin, Tyson Toffee from Twitch chat would like to grant you inspiration,
Thank you.
as I just got rated twice.
I love it.
The
Ooh,
lucky
nice.
raiders.
I will make use of that. Yeah, Eric, as I was saying, would there be a check Coin could do for on how
Yeah.
far that barge might be in 3 hours?
Sure. This
Would
would
I
be
be
a survival check? Yeah.
I will see if lucky. Take the lucky on that. I'll go for 19 if it even matters.
Okay. With a 19, the barge in 3 hours, depending on the wind and current, depending on which direction they went, could be as far as several miles away. You don't know which direction they left, and the water does not leave traces.
Yeah, so the way I see it, we could gamble and just drive out. If we get lucky,
I
There's a
think
chance
the
we
odds
run
of
into
that
him.
are incredibly slim. I think
I am going
if we're
to
hitting a
reach
dead end
into-
here, go ahead, Jordan.
I'm gonna reach into my backpack and pull out a little token of a fan and say, "We could make our own luck. This will let us go faster."
Yeah, but the sea is just—it's the sea. You can't find something in the sea unless you know where to look.
Brandon, it's not
Um,
about finding them. It's about that's our one lead, and they're going in the other direction. If we just make a big circle, there's a non-zero chance we just run into the guy.
I think the odds are that it
And,
would just be a big waste of time, and
and
I think we'd be better off
oh,
hunting, going on the streets, and talking to local law enforcement or victims of the drug
Right, but
and their
Bryn,
relatives.
all of those people will still be here in 2 hours when the ship returns, whereas he is going to be beyond chance range in 2 hours.
Okay.
Well,
I
there's
don't
also the question: do we think he's running, or is he going to come back? Because if he's going to come back, we could actually camp out somewhere around here and maybe watch both ships at the same time, get a sense of who the captain is, watch where he's going, and wait and see if his ship comes back.
I would be.
and we can do that. And we can also do that if it doesn't work.
He might be coming back, but one, it's weird that he would leave town at all instead of just hiding in a tree. Two, he might come back after telling someone about us.
True. I'm happy to do a lap on the boat if we want. You know, maybe we run into it, maybe we don't, but
We could also, and hate to say it, we could split up. Send 3 of us on the boat. Have 3 of you stay here. I think it's an opportunity. We can theoretically catch this guy before he's anywhere of particular
I
concern.
mean, how many of us can fly? Why don't we just fly over the water and fan out and see what we find?
Oh, that's also a good idea. I mean, I've got the wings of flying,
I mean, that works too.
and
Like, can you fly for miles?
I can fly for hour. Let's see.
I don't know how it would work for Ruzid because he just has wings, so I don't know how long he can keep flying.
We fly for a little under 7 miles over the course of an hour.
You'd be all right then.
3 miles.
Ruzid, you might need to.
Miles, 3.5 back.
I don't know how how easily you're going to be able to land and rest. I mean, if I
Honestly,
go out there with you, I can swim back. Honestly,
if
you,
we're gonna
I don't
do
know.
this, why not just take the ship out? All of us go out together. Ship picks one direction. You have 2 others fly off in 2 other directions. Then you can always come back to the ship to rest or something like that. It'll give us a home base out in the water, and we can spread out much more than just one ship searching.
We'll need some way to be able to navigate back to the ship, though, because
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get lost if we do that.
Almost
I mean,
certainly.
We will be able to communicate at the very least, right? Through Bryn's private Discord server. If we cast that again.
One
Yeah.
with
So
the
yeah, it lasts for an hour or 2 hours with extended spell. So yes, we could communicate that way and keep in touch. Yes, if one of you wants to go fly and look for the vessel, by all means go for it. I just think that the odds of finding it are so low that it's not even worth trying.
Right? To me, it sounds like if Coin's looking off in the direction of the shore. Eric, it doesn't necessarily matter, but what directions are available on the shore? Are we looking at southeast to northeast? Are we looking
I'll pull
to?
up the map for you guys here. Real easy. The shore here is mostly east-west, as we're looking at, I guess, north and east here, because this is where you guys are at, is in Ryport.
Okay.
We got about 120 degrees of field to search. 40, 40, and 40.
Okay, Coin's doing some head math here. You said he'd be roughly about. Did you say? Sorry, I know I.
Several
double-check.
miles away.
Several miles. So that could be anywhere from like 2 to 6 in Coin's head.
He's had 3 hours. I'm going to give him 6 miles an hour, so he can be up to 18 miles away.
Coin's trying to like actually get the geometry of if he's 6 miles out and I want to make a circle to sweep roughly how far he would be. Which means we would need to sail out. Basically.
And you have to gain on him. I don't know if this is feasible.
8 to 12 miles in. I mean, how fast can we sail?
If you knew exactly where he was, you would be able to gain on him slowly, but he could still go. So
Right. So we'd be meeting
if
him
you
at
knew
his
where he-
destination,
right.
basically.
But that's if you knew where he was going, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, I think searching might be a wild goose chase at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn.
one last proposal. So, in addition to flying out, we fly up and extend that field of view even further out to the horizon.
Yeah, we don't have to catch him per se,
the-
but if we just know where he's going.
And the
Better have
token-
pretty good sight if you want to be able to spot a ship like that.
I have great sight, and this token gives the ship an extra 5 miles per hour for 8 hours.
Huh.
All we have to do
That's
is
pretty
be able
good,
to
actually.
spot.
Hmm.
Yeah, at that point, if we knew where he was,
It's
catch up pretty
you're
fast.
right. It's maybe a long shot. It may not succeed. You're very right about that. But the value, if we can succeed, would be enormous.
If we had do we have locate creature?
Say some does.
I can still cast that again, yeah.
No, locate creature, not locate object.
Yeah, no, I have that too.
Correct.
Oh, you
I
do
got
have
2
that.
uses. Yep.
Oh crap! What's the range on that?
Though I will say, once again, we're running into the issue. They have to be within 1,000 feet, but I will say the problem is, once again, I don't know this person well.
Yeah.
Right.
It's still only I thought the radius was a lot larger than 1,000 feet. Um,
So yeah, that's.
I thought you got like a mile or something. Um,
It
hmm.
sounds like even in a best case scenario, we're chasing him for 20 hours and maybe reaching him at his destination. If we assume best case scenario, he's already 10, 15 miles out.
What about like a scrying spell? Um,
What of it?
yeah, if they're on the same plane of existence, and then we've met the target. I don't think we have any of their possessions. Although we could go back to the, we could go back to the
Not an issue. We could get one.
45 minutes. We would only get one try, but my spell save DC is pretty good. Um, oh. Yeah, the sensor moves with the target and remains within 10 feet of it for the duration. The duration's only 10 minutes. So we'd probably just see him on a boat. And unless we get lucky and he talks about
He could be by a landmark.
if we were going to do the scrying method, we'd probably want to wait until we think he gets. We probably want to search the ocean first and then wait to scry on him until he's off the boat. Because if we scry on him while he's on the boat, I don't think we learn anything.
That's
How
fair.
expensive is the scry? Is there a scenario where we take a look at him now, take a look at him in a day?
Well, I'd have to use the magic hat, so we could only do it once.
Mm.
It's a cleric spell. It's a wizard spell. Yeah, the only way we could use it is we could petition Crystal for a favor, but I'm hesitant to rely on that too many times.
She's not on the payroll anymore, so that might be
Yeah.
tricky.
I could. It's a bard spell, so I could call scrying from the hat once. I don't think we've used it before.
Mm.
So yeah, we're.
As much as I'd love to go chasing this guy, it does sound like maybe sticking to local routes and ideally catching someone before they run away this time.
I think we
Might be
go
our
for
best
the
bet.
captain of that ship. That's our easiest lead.
Easy. Doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Easiest, not easy.
I still do want to keep an eye out for him when he comes back, though, because I think we need to nab him before he does anything else when he arrives back here. If
No,
he arrives back
absolutely.
here.
He might not ever come back, though. Maybe he
True,
do.
but my guess is he will come back.
It's worth keeping an eye. From my perspective, he's like, oh, my bosses got busted. I don't want to be involved anymore. That's what I think is going through his head. If he's thinking that, then he's not coming back because he's thinking, well, my business is not, it's found, so it's not going to continue.
Also,
But
I feel like
keep an eye out.
Segeos is the type where if like one of the people in his supply chain got all their shit blown up, he'd probably kill them or have them killed for whatever they did.
Here's what
Yeah.
A, his ship is not made for long-term travel so much. This is a short-range sort of vessel by the sounds of it. B, he doesn't seem like the type to just up and leave everything he owns here. He seems to be kind of miserly, so it seems like he'd want to always keep what he can. Maybe just grabbing gold was good enough. But C, he just got all of his drugs blown up, whether or not he knows it. And that
Yeah.
means that the people that were in charge of this are not going to be happy with him. So I don't even know if he has any protection from them. So I think maybe he has a hideout somewhere. Maybe he's just on the water. But honestly, I bet you he's going to come crawling back at some point.
Might be a good expectation that we're going to be in Ryport a couple more days then, bare minimum. With that in mind, we're going to want to figure out where this military head is. So, would probably mean keeping a few of us on the side of the Changemaker watching who comes and goes from that boat, while a couple other of us ask around town or something.
Fair
I
call.
mean, I'm willing to stay at the change maker, keep an eye out on it.
Okay.
Or if one
Yeah.
of you needs time to like sit and prepare something, I can go walking around too.
I'm pretty persuasive, so I think I should go. I think I should go out and ask questions. I'll do another extended telepathic bond,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have to use a 6th level spell slot. That is just fine. Upcast. There we go. And that'll give us 2 hours of communication time.
Yeah, I'm also pretty persuasive, but honestly, I'd like to be with, I think, Saphira and Corn, because I just am constantly worried about the two of them getting very, very hurt at some point.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
stick
I
with
guess-
Bryn to make sure
You
he
don't have
doesn't
to
get his
worry
ass
about-
kicked.
You don't have to worry about me as much as you think you do. I'll get attacked, but I've not taken the same death saves Saphira has.
Fair call. At least we can bring you back.
Now, with that said, I do need to touch up the paint on our ship a little bit. Not the paint, on the namesake of it. So yeah. It'd be pretty easy for me to hang out on the ship and not seem weird. You know, just side eye their ship every now and then. So maybe like Bryn, Ruzid, and then another one of you, like Saphira, perhaps. Or I guess if you two want to stay here, then I can go.
I mean, so I was going to suggest that I go with Bryn because, let's face it, I'm far more persuasive than I am observant.
That's a good point.
Probably
All right.
a fair
I just want to
call.
come with because if shit hits the fan, I can just, cause some violence, and then maybe they'll start answering questions.
Stayson, I think you should accompany them too. It wouldn't be that weird for a captain to be hanging around his ship all day. I think I can have a million covers as to why I'm hanging out staring at another ship. Whereas,
I'm less
might be
worried
hard
about
to do
that, and more worried about what happens if you're jumped all alone. What's your plan if 2 more assassins or 3 or 4 jump you?
Yeah, that would be bad.
Well, absolute worst case scenario, Coin slams the Chrononacrum key, we blink, and we end up back in the
yeah, I
lot.
can explain
Right.
once we're all standing next to each other again.
I agree, but that's also assuming he sees it coming. If he's alone, especially, and
I mean,
he goes down,
Keep in mind, we're docked right next to a military vessel. So if an assassin's gonna come for me, I would think it would be more likely when I'm not next to a heavily armed ship.
I know,
Maybe
like,
that's
even in the middle of a heavily crowded bar.
Yeah, the assassins didn't really seem to give a damn about the surroundings.
I don't know that heavily crowded. We were at in a basement of a hidden bar. It's not
Yeah, but
really
it was-
the same.
Well,
It was
Corey,
bustling, though.
if you don't mind, I'll just stay with you on the ship. The others can go, just for my peace of mind.
If it makes you feel better.
But Saphira, keep your nose clean out there.
I
I don't-
never do that.
If shit hits the fan, Saphira, and you feel like you're gonna just yell "Baba Booey" in the Discord server, I'll pull the key right out.
Got it.
All right.
Before you go, I am going to cast Death Ward on Saphira.
Ooh, that's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a very good call.
Good idea.
All right.
Keep yourself safe out there.
Avoid trouble. You're not
Okay.
trying to get in fights out there. If you do end up in a fight, give us a forewarning, just so we can try to, show up in time.
Sure.
You're just doing reconnaissance.
All right. So I have Ruzid, Saphira, and Bryn leaving the Changemaker with Coin and Sason staying behind.
Yep,
Yeah.
That's good.
that's it.
All right.
All right. Cool. So Ruzid, Bryn, and Saphira, where would you guys like to go?
Looks like Saphira's casting Disguise Self, and we are... That's a good question. Did you guys have anything particular in mind?
I was thinking about following the captain when he left the ship, but if he's just still on the damn ship, then we don't really know where the next feed is per se.
You don't know who the captain is.
I figure I find the nearest sailor's bar around here and start there.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're better. You're the best equipped of us to find a place like that. So why don't you lead the way?
All right, so you go looking for a bar.
Yep.
Okay.
Looking
So
for some
the first
place
bar you
rough and tumble.
rough and tumble. All right. So you find the Boiling Salt Bar.
Alright.
As you walk into the Boiling Salt Bar, it is a rough and tumble place. Absolutely. People here have scars and there's broken glass on the floor. This is the exact type of bar you're looking for.
And now, my goal with this disguise is to look a little bit out of place in a bar like this. Trying to look like someone who probably biting off more than she can chew.
Oh, okay.
because, Like I think I'm just gonna go up to someone.
The maiden in distress.
I think more fangirl.
Oh, fangirl. Okay, cool. You walk up to a table. There's 3 guys and a girl at this table. These all might have a combined of 12 teeth.
Guys, sailors.
Hey, you want to take a ride?
Boat ride? How many are you? So many beautiful ships.
Come here, lass. Just take a seat on my knee.
I will do that.
He puts his hand inappropriately on your rump.
Big.
Here you go. Take a nice swig. And he hands you a mug of grog.
I'll take a swig of it.
It's bad, but you're used to this sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I've absolutely had worse.
There she goes. What's a mighty fine little piece of refreshment like you doing in a bar like this?
Oh, well, I was really hoping to meet some sailors. I saw this one really gorgeous ship. Looks just the finest thing I've ever seen. I wondered if it was yours. And I'll kind of just describe the military ship we saw.
Oh, the Goldfinch. No. All of them sailors are the fine military folk. Yeah, stuck up and fancy free. Couldn't sail in a storm if it had to save their lives. That ship will never see the Protectorate. It's showboating.
Oh, it's not even useful then?
Oh, I mean, useful. You get the right captain and the right crew, maybe. But what they've got here in Ryport are the landlubbers. Just like yourself, Tushy. And he gives you a pinch on the butt.
Well, I won't be a landlubber for long. They don't have you're saying they don't have the right kind of captain and right kind of crew?
Oh, well, the captain, maybe. They all look at each other. Won't say anything about him. But with the right crew, that ship could do amazing work.
Who's the captain? What's he like?
They look around. You're asking a mighty lot of fine questions, lass. Here, give me a kiss. And he leans in to grab the back of your head for a kiss.
I'll play along.
You're going to play along. It's
Color nod.
gross. Oh, absolutely. He goes for it. And if you're going to play along, Saphira, somewhere Crystal is wriggling uncomfortably as you French kiss this dirtbag of a pirate.
Ugh.
Yeah, this guy's not my type, Bryn.
as he pulls you back.
Use
Lass,
anyone's type.
you and I going to get along famously. But the Captain Gerard is the one in charge of the ship. He's the one who controls all the recruits, takes them out on their first voyage, and then deals with the Protectorate, ensuring that the waters outside of Ryport are as hard as they come for men like me. You know what else makes men like me hard? Girls like you. Wow, this guy is a dirtbag. I hate his headspace.
It's the exact character you'd see in a sailor bar.
That kind of character I'd expect.
Thank you for appreciating the roleplay and realizing this is not Eric at all. This is just, hey, look, we're going to play a character.
That's how it is.
Oh,
Arr.
in that case, I won't keep you any longer, and I'm just going to
Oh,
grab-
where are you going?
I'm gonna-
Oh,
I'm gonna grab the closest drink on the table, down it, and try to walk away.
as you try to walk away, he grabs at your hand. I need you to roll your acrobatics check. Thank you. He misses, and he can't make it. Of course not. And so you easily escape, and the rest of the people at the table boo him and hiss at him and laugh as his attempts to get you back fail horribly.
Rejected.
Well, we got a name. Suppose we could maybe use that spell on his name. This guy seems like a legendary sort of type.
Only do we have a name, but sure that
A bottle goes flying past and smashes into the wall.
Bruiser is completely unfazed.
Bottle that's just generally aimed, or one that was aimed at us.
No, it just happened to go by.
It happens every day at 7 o'clock.
If there's an empty mug anywhere nearby, I'm just gonna throw it at a different wall.
Okay. And leave. All right. Is everyone following Saphira out as she smashes a mug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like
Yeah.
it.
Let's stick together.
As much as I want to do a bar fight right now, we kind of have better things to do.
All right.
You know, we can
I would win,
we
by
can
the way.
tell
I think I
others
could
that
take all
you-
100 of those guys at once.
We can tell the others that you bought 200 at once and won. There's no one will dispute that.
Exactly.
Oh, we need to figure out where the military folks their drink.
Well, they probably stay at some fancy place, right? That's what they were talking about.
Ale, hoity-toity. Oh,
Probably should have asked them what sort of bar exactly they go to, but oh well.
you're right, but I was not gonna take very much more of that.
Fair enough.
I need several drinks to get that taste out of my mouth.
Yeah, that thing did kind of look like piss. The drink.
That, and he might have shared some of his chewing tobacco with you.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you go. How to trigger people. Yeah.
My
All right, where are we going? What are we
instinct
doing?
right now-
Go ahead.
My instinct
What's your
right
instinct?
now is just to walk around and see if we see military people heading in any direction.
You will. You can see them heading up towards the center of town.
As an aside, Eric, with Sazin
Yes, sir.
and Coin keeping track of who comes and goes from the military ship, any notable figures? Anyone with a lot of
many
badges?
Many sailors will come on and off. Several troops will come on and off. But as far as a captain figure, you don't see any captain figure coming on or off the ship right now.
Gotcha. Just checking.
Yep.
Cut back.
All right. Saphira, Ruzid, Brian, where are we going?
Well,
This
we
one.
learned the name of the captain. Does that give us any actionable intel, or
I mean, we could cast legend lore. We'd probably want to find a more discreet place to do it, though.
Oh, or I could just like ask someone.
What are you gonna ask him?
I will like go up to one of the military people I say, kind of. Excuse me. You know where Gerard
ma'am.
is?
Yes, ma'am. He's aboard the ship, the Goldfinch.
Oh. Oh, I was hoping to meet him.
You mean Captain Gerard?
Yes. Yes. Heard so
Yeah,
many
he's
things
aboard the
about him.
Goldfinch. I'm sorry?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Who are you?
Saphira would say this more immediately. I'm just going through. Anyways, I'm Annika.
Annika. Okay. Do you have business with Captain Gerard?
Oh, I just wanted to get his autograph. Just,
What?
a famous,
Whatever.
famous captains.
Right. Famous captains. You're an autograph seeker for famous captains. Sure you are.
Exactly.
Excuse me, I need to get to my duties. Have a good day, miss.
Oh,
And
well, I
he's
won't
going to
keep you.
excuse himself.
Ruz is gonna walk up to the guard separately after he's like already walked away from Saphira, and he's gonna say, "Hey, you guys know any good places to drink?"
He looks at you. I'm afraid not. No, drinking's not allowed while we're on duty. While we're
No,
in
I mean,
service,
like,
we
are you-
can't drink.
No, I'm talking about like when you're off duty. I'm just looking for some good bars in town, and I heard that you guys go to a good place.
Well, you heard wrong because we're not allowed to drink. Who told you that we have good bars? Who'd you hear is going to a good bar?
Well, I was in a shitty bar and I didn't really like it, and they kept talking about how the military folks go to some fancy place. So I was just trying to figure out where that was, because I was kind of turned off by the other place.
We go to the Citadel.
The Citadel? That's where you guys hang out?
Yeah, well, hang out. That's where the barracks are. Yes.
Oh, I'm talking about like off duty, not on duty.
He looks confused at you. When you're conscripted, you're on duty all the time. We can't drink for the 3 years that we are on duty.
You don't have any like vacation time, any time off? It's nothing. You don't get to see your
For-
family?
For deaths and sicknesses, yes.
Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. Well, I guess I'll have to ask someone else then.
Okay. And he goes and walks away.
Well, that didn't work. He goes, Talik walks back over to Bryn. So I guess those guys were full of shit, but I guess that's about
Okay.
right.
Alright.
But we did learn that the captain probably isn't going to leave the ship very often. If this is the way that groups are disciplined.
All right. Is it time to go in and just start knocking some heads?
Where? We're gonna go.
about that, Chief.
It's a little aggressive, even for me.
Oh no, we just have to contrive some sort of business that would give us access to see Gerard.
Fabricated
We're gonna
documents, maybe. I mean, I
gonna
don't
need
know
a
what sort
hell
of
of a
stuff you go to Gerard for to report.
yeah, gonna need a hell of a cover story. We could try and sneak in, but that's not gonna be easy. If we go at night, Coin, you might be able to sneak up the side of the ship, and if we had invisibility,
I could,
that
but
would give you an hour.
could I scale back down with my head intact? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah,
Maybe if we had like maybe like a word of recall or something to teleport back if the shit hits the fan, you know?
What if we just like bum rushed the ship and found the frenzy, asked what we needed to, and then I just slammed the chrononachrome key and just undo all of it?
Whoa. Wait, that's actually kind of genius.
It's a little erratic. I don't know the ramifications if they remember all of that, but in theory,
I mean, I could give you a time stop, and then that would give you that would that would let you sneak in pretty handily. Um,
Rue. What if they have? Is there a way to observe someone in time stop magically?
no, it's you would just be
So I'd be off the
effectively
radar.
you'd effectively be teleporting.
I'd be off
Uh,
the grid.
so
Huh.
ultimately, let's go back to step one. Ultimately, what is the next piece of information we're trying to figure out? Where the drugs come from?
A supplier. We're ideally trying to find a supplier in the chain.
Okay, we could hang out with. We could just hang out at the docks for a few days and try and tail the ship. Um, they might be faster than us. They might. They might notice us. I
It'd be
mean,
really obvious if we were tailing them. I
It's
think
a
that's a
little
bad
more than
idea.
they're a military ship. Their whole
is there any
job is
way we
to
could track them?
watch.
Anything we could leave on their ship and then track easily? Any item that we always know the location of?
I mean, there's certainly some sort of scrying device we could put on there, but we don't have one at the moment. If we could put like something in the captain's quarters, that would probably give us a lot of info.
I wonder, yeah, could we get like, is there like some kind of arcane eye object that we could plant? Because I think we could get someone into the cabin pretty easily between invisibility, time stop, teleportation. We wouldn't be able to use the chrononachrome key to get out, but because that would reset whatever item we put there.
This is a pretty risky lead to be following at all compared to, say, just find like we've only located object on the purple frenzy twice. If we're really being methodical,
We could try to
before
locate other locations. If it's
before we
Yeah.
risk getting like putting ourselves in like an execution amount of trouble for like
I mean,
tailing
yeah,
military,
my
maybe we
suggestion
find
is,
another lead.
yeah, my suggestion of just pounding the pavement is still on the table. If we want to go talk to law enforcement and Sazen can help us find some victims of the drug, we can see who they were hanging out with, what kind of
Yeah.
spots they were frequenting.
I'm all for breaking in, but
I mean, maybe we could find a path of evidence that leads us towards the captain. If we can get something compelling enough to get that Leonin on our side, then I'm pretty sure we could go guns blazing onto that ship. What if we got like a search warrant with him or something? Seems like the type who'd be able to serve that.
All right, sounds like for now the captain is a dead end because he's holed up in his ship and we can't get to him. And if we could get to him, that would.
I think the most useful information we're getting out of him is whether or not that frenzy on the ship is evidence or a personal stash. I
Well,
think
evidence would
best case
just
scenario we break in and we find out we get a vibe on whether or not he's using it. But I don't know if tailing them is going to lead us to what we want.
I don't think tailing them is possible with the current equipment we have.
Personally, I think bare minimum you guys just keep. Well, I guess Sazin is here, so we'd have to go with you. But literally, let's just cover the town, hit a couple more spots. Yeah, we could go to like a public grocer and just see if someone's carrying around Purple Frenzy.
That's not a bad idea. It's getting to be later in the afternoon, so I think now's the time. Do we want to regroup and then just hunt for more frenzy and see if we can catch a lead?
Yeah, I think we need a new lead for now.
Okay.
The
So you
safe
guys want to
bet.
rejoin at the Changemaker?
We might. Well, since I think they're coming to us.
Okay.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Yeah, Corn will finish his painting of a ship that can paint itself, and then
Yep.
we'll hop off and start walking to you.
Didn't even know it could do that.
Yep.
All right. So you rejoin the party. The 5 of you are walking down the street. Where are we going?
I think we're gonna. We could go back to the LZX shop and do another locate object because that was the last place we knew there was a bunch of frenzy, and it's in kind of the rough part of town.
I could just
I'll
walk
leave it up
around
to-
while it's active.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to Sazin how to use his spell slots, but yeah, we could. I think we're just sort of brute forcing in that area, looking for more clues.
I'm happy to go for it again. I wonder if we're going to find anything else, because it is entirely possible we kind of wiped out that hotspot, but I'm happy to try it again if we want.
We wiped out the supplier. I think at this point we're looking for maybe like a local distributor or
That was your local
or-
distributor. I think in this scenario, we're lucky to find someone who bought it.
Yeah, that would be
and-
that, or a private stash, and then we can interrogate them and figure out where they got it. Because
The
we've
way
exhausted
Coin
all of
will-
our leads up the chain. I
Yeah.
think we need to look down the chain.
The way Coin would phrase it is that I don't think anyone's buying these drugs through Elzac, but if we find someone who bought drugs, they would definitely have it. They could tell us where they got it. That's for sure. The question is, who is buying brain explodey drugs?
Well, we don't know. I think of like if it's like a 5-point chain, point 1 is the original manufacturer. Point 2 is possibly the Goldfinch bringing drugs into port. Point 3 is the local middleman, Elzaic, and then point 4 is the local dealers, and point 5 is the consumers.
So we're looking for 4 or
2 and
5.
3. We know 2, 2, and 3 are, and we've sort of hit a dead end there, so we're looking for 4 and 5.
And that's still hypothetical, of course. 2 might not even be 2, but
Yeah, you're right, but I think
We might be
I'm out of
overthinking
my
it. Maybe we just go to like the richest houses in town and cast this. People might be buying it just to like, sabotage a political enemy or something.
that's the question. Is it the desperate who are buying this? Is it just a really good head high, and so people who are interested in that buying it? Or does it actually offer some sort of other really big benefit that we don't know a lot about? So maybe the really rich are using it, and sometimes it blows up in their face.
Wasn't the
Okay.
cheapest drug.
Could be
Where are we
either.
going?
I think we're headed back to Alzaic's shop first because we know
Sure.
that that's the last known location. So I feel like our odds of finding more drug in the vicinity of that place are higher than just any random spot.
Okay.
And so if there's like a market nearby where there's a lot of people
Yep.
mingling, that might be useful. Someone might have a dose on their person.
Of course.
If there's even like slums or a shanty town where there would be a lot of poor
Just-
people.
Just think of it as us walking around the neighborhood where Elzac's shop is, just pinging
Sure.
locate object.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Sayson,
yeah, I'd
are you
also-
going to do this?
I'm happy to do that. I don't know if I can.
Awesome.
Hey, actually, I guess it's concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
That's
walk around a
accurate.
bit in 10 minutes. I am breaking into my 3rd level spell slots with this, but I think this is definitely worth it. So,
Okay. So you're
yeah,
going to
let's
go
get back
ahead
there.
and you start this up, and immediately the shop next door to ALZX lights up. There
Yeah.
is some of this frenzy on a fairly attractive ginger woman who's working on a barrel.
Man, now I feel
Alright.
stupid that we walked away from this.
So we
Well,
only
we
detect
followed
like
the
a
leads- followed the leads we had. No regrets. Yeah. How do we play this?
Eric. Are we getting pinged on a personal, like a pocket's worth, or a hidden
Yes.
stash worth? A pocket's
No,
worth. Okay.
it's on this person.
Well, let's go shopping.
Take the lead.
Now, Coin's trying to gauge what kind of shop is this. He's
Barrel
Hey.
shop.
You've been here before. This
Is
is
this-
Kelsey
this better not be
Cooper's
where I got-
bucket shop.
no. We're gonna have to clean my bucket now too. Okay. Coin will walk in, and
As you walk in, Kelsey looks up and wipes her hands on her apron, puts her hammer in her tool belt. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing, lad? Doing
Coin
good?
greet- I'm doing great. That bucket
How's
you
that
got-
bucket of yours?
Oh, it's been holding up. It's been through high hell, but it's been doing me.
Oh,
Quite
let's
well.
take a look. Let's see if we can fix it up and make it better.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's got some repairs that need to be done.
got a couple dents in it. I'd really like to just get
Oh,
cleaned up.
yeah.
Coin will pull
Yeah.
out his bucket.
She takes it and she goes and puts it on one of the stands and starts checking it. And she removes the iron band and starts knocking it apart and starts to reset it.
Coin, is that just a regular bucket?
No, that's my office.
Oh,
He says straight faced, entirely straight faced, and he does not correct
It's a
himself.
fairly fancy bucket.
nice
We're a
bucket.
weird, we're a weird bunch.
You may, depending on like how much you know about Gorangan universe, you may be able to deduce why he has it.
I don't think I want to know.
Please
It's
roll a
not-
nature check. Say
It's not that. Right? Don't worry, it's not that.
You sure it's not that?
No, not I have another bucket for that.
With damn it. Damn it.
Funny
Coin.
guy.
All right. With an 11, you do not know why Coin has a bucket.
Yeah, that's why I went quiet. I don't think I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, my goodness. Did you burn it? What is this sticky stuff?
That's
Gracious.
residue. Listen,
She looks at you, raises an eyebrow.
my sweat's a little different from yours, and let's leave it at that.
Okay. Goodness. She gets a box plane and starts shaving off the old stuff and gets you down to a new fresh surface. Bucket looks like new as she puts the iron bands back on it. There you go. That'll be 2 silver pieces.
Coin will flip them over to her.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah,
Now,
if you don't mind,
guys need more water skins or any barrels for your ship or anything?
if you don't mind, do you have a public? Do you mind if I just look at your stock? There's a couple things where it's
Feel
kind of
free.
at all.
Walk around. Got barrels and hogsheads and half barrels and
Yeah, we're
whatever
finally
you
settling
need.
down from a lot of travel. We're just trying to like break loose, you know. You know if there's like any
Oh, of
party
course.
spot. Coins like says this while he's like sort of tipping barrels, looking at
Mhm.
them, perusing. Like we're just really trying to like unload, you know.
Understood. We got cargo nets right over there if you need some.
Thank you. Coin a lot. Spend a little bit of time just looking, while doubly
Uh-huh.
trying to think of things to say. So
Sure.
there will be a level of silence to it.
Yeah. The silence is awkward as she just watches you
Definitely.
perusing barrels. It's like being stuck at the garden center at Home Depot with nothing to buy.
Someone's got to break the.
I have one more. I have
balance.
something to try, but before I have two things. One is really just checking with Eric. Since you know more about what frenzy is in universe, I'd be willing, if optional, for Coin to make some kind of check on what would be a logical thing to say to start that kind of conversation.
Ooh,
I have a
interesting.
backup plan that is much less nuanced, but it couldn't hurt to see if maybe one of the roles would help me find.
Let's roll your insight check.
Let's
Nah.
see. Oh man, it's always like 2 above.
Yeah. Thankfully, Coin has not been deep in drug culture.
Thankfully.
And so doing any sort of covert communication about illicit substances is going to be beyond him. And good for him.
You bet. Yeah. I think at that point,
This clearly isn't working.
Coin's just gonna turn to her and say like, "So do you do frenzy?"
What?
Yeah.
I was writing this compassionate speech about how we're looking for a dangerous drug and you're not in trouble, but we want.
Yeah, the purple frenzy in your pocket.
Is that purple frenzy in your pocket, or are you just happy to see us?
She goes pale. How do you know that?
That's not an answer to the question I
She
asked.
begins fingering her hammer.
Don't worry, it's not. We're not.
Really?
We're not here to
Look at
handcuff
us.
you. That's for sure.
Look at all of us here. If we were causing problems like that, or if you want to fight us, that would be a terrible idea. Let's talk this out.
I have a
You really
very
think that a
intimate.
kobold with wings would be part of the police force?
Before you go swinging a hammer, remember you worked on my bucket, a bucket I beloved. To me, that is like one of the highest levels of mutual trust I can have with someone. I let them touch my bucket. So I just want to establish a level of mutual trust here before you get the wrong idea.
It's not mine. Here, you can have it.
It's not. Okay.
She throws it onto the top of one of the barrels. It's a small sachet. It's one dose.
As a businessman, I obviously I'm going to maintain a level of privacy. Anything you say, trust me, it's totally anonymous. It won't slip from this room. With that said, I have a curiosity on where exactly this came from.
It came in an envelope. I'm supposed to put it in the next barrel I make.
And is that something you signed up for? Is that just someone blackmailing you?
Look, they said that they'd kill me if I didn't.
No blackmail.
Ooh, that's
Where is
rough.
that barrel supposed to go?
The next barrel's a wine cask. I don't know.
So are you
It's
supposed
gonna go
to
towards the Citadel?
A couple questions. Firstly,
Coin will
you
cast the
said
gem of discretion before anything continues.
that's wise. That's very wise.
And
You
can we
said
have a notification when that deactivates?
15
We'll
minutes.
let's
but
just keep an eye on the.
I'm
keep an eye
setting
on
a
the clock.
timer.
Coin is keeping an internal note,
Wow.
and I will also set a timer.
So
Walker.
you mentioned that they would kill you if you didn't. Who's they, and how were you informed of this? Did you get a note, or did someone physically threaten you in person?
She produces an envelope and she hands it to you. I found this, and it mentions my kid.
Where did?
I
Okay,
can't lose him.
that's
we don't
okay.
want-
Thank you for telling
We
us.
do not want that.
Where did you find where did you find the envelope?
Right there on my jig.
Okay,
Came in
so
on
you
Monday
just
morning.
came-
It was just right there.
Okay, and there was the dose, and it said you need to put this. Did they say? So is it going to be mixed into the wine?
No, I'm just supposed to put it in the barrel.
But like, what do you mean by put it in the barrel? Do you mean like put the sealed bag in the barrel?
Yeah, it's just put it in the cask when I close it up. Supposed to pop the bung and throw it in, and then close the bung back
She
up.
wouldn't fill this with wine. It's just a delivery method. That's all this is.
Oh, so
Uh,
is the cask is it also going to be filled with wine, or is it going to be empty?
Well, I
With
suppose it'll. Well, I'm not a vintner, so I won't
She
fill
just
it.
makes
But
the barrels.
right, she just
Oh, I
makes barrels.
see.
She's a cooper.
Is
Oh,
it
right. So
this
you're not
new?
actually putting wine in it. Okay.
This is the first instance of this for you?
No,
How long has this
Since
been going on?
about 6 months.
oh, it's no good.
Okay.
Do
What's
you know where this barrel goes? Who takes
yeah?
it?
What's the? Is it the same every time, or have the barrels been going to
No,
different places?
no. This is the first time it's been one here in town. The rest all go on ships.
Hmm. Okay.
Are you even getting like are you getting a cut of this, or are they just sort of holding it over you?
They, they don't pay me any extra to do it. They just threaten my kid and me and my
Jeez.
parents.
Just wondering, what's your kid's name?
Huh? Oh, Tylee Cooper. I'll put that in chat for you here.
All right. So we have a couple options. How often do these notes get delivered?
Yeah, once every couple of weeks,
Okay.
once a month.
And considering the state of their supply chain, I don't think you need to worry about receiving any more anytime soon. But it also means that we're probably not going to be able to wait here and try and intercept the next one. We're looking to stop this. So any information you can give us, you've been very forthcoming and we appreciate that very much. Any information you can give us that would help us. Where is this barrel going?
Well, it's going to the Citadel.
The Citadel.
Ties back to
That's
that stupid
concerning.
captain.
It checks out.
What was the name of that ship? The big ship? The
The Goldfinch?
Goldfinch? Did any of these barrels go to the Goldfinch?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
That's
So
something.
remind me, in game, what is the Citadel? Is that here
It's
in
the
Ryport? Or is
military. It's the military HQ here in Ryport.
The embassy.
Okay. So
It's a military
well,
base.
we've got a couple options.
Mhm.
It sounds like the barrel's not going to be delivered to the Goldfinch because that would be coin or Rusin.
Yep.
Do we think one
Yeah.
of you could fit in that barrel and we could deliver you
Oh, I
to
know
the
I could.
Citadel?
Were we all thinking about this?
Well, better idea. Why don't we just all get in a bag of holding and then go in the barrel and then just surface for air every few minutes?
That's a good question. Our barrels are airtight, aren't they?
I don't know.
Yes.
Once we
Yeah.
once we're in there, the
We'd
car
have to-
not really
yeah,
in our
we'd have
control
to-
anymore.
Yeah, someone could poke a hole. I don't.
We
It's a
could
funny
poke a
idea.
hole.
I don't
It
think
was
it's
really funny.
feasible.
The funniness
need to
alone
bring-
makes me want to do it,
I
but
mean,
we
we
need
could
to
poke
bring,
a
like,
hole in the
blacksmith
barrel,
knives
right,
to
to
be
get
so.
some air. No.
It's possible we could hide one person in the barrel and poke a hole in it in order to, because it's just the barrel is going to the Citadel. It's not going to be full of wine, presumably.
Well, what I'm saying is we can all get in there if we go in the bag of holding. Just saying.
Well, but we have the bag of holding has 10 minutes of air divided by number of people, so that would be less than 2 minutes of air before we need to replenish. And
we could also just like knock on the front door. Then we're not surrounded from all sides once we're in.
one of us
Yeah,
could
but they're not gonna
deliver.
just let us in the damn Citadel. What? We're gonna
It's-
walk up there and knock in and be like, "Yeah, you
The
guys
bag
seem
of holding
legit.
also has a
We'll let you
limit of
in."
500
We've gotten
pounds.
in and out of much harder spots.
Yeah.
The entire
that's like one or
central
two
wall alone makes me convinced I can get anywhere.
All right, so we
Coin will turn to
could-
Ty Lee and say, "You should probably keep this frenzy." By the
You
way,
mean Kelsey? Tylee's
Kelsey,
the kid.
sorry. I misunderstood. Kelsey, you should
Okay.
probably keep this frenzy. If they find out you just gave it up and you're talking about threats to your family, it might be easier if this
Well, I need to
interaction
put
never
it in the
happened.
barrel, right?
I don't like the idea of just leaving this out here.
They're gonna get it from somewhere. Is us
yeah.
disrupting a pocket really gonna make the difference?
That's gonna
It's
get her
going to
killed.
the barrel's going to the
Could make the
citadel,
difference of
so-
one life.
How about you put it in a wine cask, and we deliver the wine cask to the citadel? And I wink.
You can do that if you want to be the delivery people. I'm fine with that.
Kelsey,
You
what
didn't
if
say anything. Yes.
Kelsey, what if you picked up a couple interns and also got really sick today, in such a way that being such a good worker, you wanted to make sure that product still got to the Citadel, so you had to entrust the most trustworthy people you've ever worked with, while you take your sick day. And
Roll
Yeah,
your
look how
persuasion
trustworthy I
check.
am.
roll a what check?
Persuasion.
I'll take
you
it.
tried to get her to want to watch me roll 21? Right.
Nice. Not 20.
By the way, 21.
Yeah.
You were
All
saying?
right. Yes, I thanks. Fine. I'm feeling silly feverish. Would you mind taking this cask? We need to finish it up here. But once we bind it and cauterize it and put the additions in it, would you deliver it for me? After all,
Anything for you, boss.
so hot.
Well, you gotta take it easy.
So she will quickly grab the frenzy off the barrel head and start finishing up the wine cask that she was working on. She puts the bindings on it, gets both lids on, puts the tap in the front, drills for the bung, and then throws the frenzy in it and puts the bung back in place.
And obviously, if anyone asks, we're not the ones who put together the barrel. We don't know what's in there. We just do our job.
All I
We're
ask
just the
is that you
delivery
deliver.
guy. Yep.
Yep.
So are there more barrels we could take? Because if it's just the one, it would be a little weird to have 6 guys show
Well,
up
there's
with the barrel.
There's 3 and the wagon. And you're going to need some help
Okay.
getting the wagon up there because Betsy she's not walking today.
Yay.
How much do these barrels weigh?
Say, Ruza, you want to pull it with me?
Each one's 150.
I could carry 2. One with each hand.
Someone's got to pull the wagon.
Let's just take half
Just
the
because
wagon.
you can carry the weight doesn't mean that they're not awkward. These are big barrels.
Yeah, have you ever tried to bring a TV upstairs? Like the old big TVs, maybe not a flat screen.
Like, for the record, I could lift the weight of a refrigerator. Lifting a refrigerator is nearly impossible just because it's freaking huge.
Yeah, just the
It's
shape.
very bulky.
Yeah, it's
Put
just
them on
this
the cart,
massive box.
each take half the cart and drag it along. Like, you tie a rope to it if we need to or something.
I guess
Yeah.
we could just drag the cart ourselves. That works.
You guys want to drag the cart up to the Citadel?
We'll find a way.
Yeah. Let's. I think it's too late to get anybody inside. So inside the barrel. So yeah, I think we're just going to go deliver it. Maybe we mention. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance they could just ask us to take the. They could just say, "Oh yeah, we'll take the barrel." And
Yeah,
then
while
bring
we're
it to
walking over
whatever
there.
storage.
Expectations wise, they're gonna take the barrel at the door, close it on us. We really need to, juice the value out of this encounter as much as possible.
I mean, good news is we can also
Nice
use locate object on the specific thing. I should. It's already closed up. Maybe we can put something on the bottom, so if I can use locate object, I can specifically find this barrel.
Oh, we could have dropped a ring in there or something.
We could use
Yeah.
locate object on the powder, the bag of powder that's in the barrel, because that makes it unique. Although there might be other.
Gonna hit a lot of
that's
false
a good question.
positives.
Is there? It's too late to put something unique in the barrel.
No, the bug can easily come up. It's going to be impossible to take something out of it, but putting something in there is not hard.
Okay, then is there a unique?
What if I just
unique
carved an
item?
X on the barrel? Could you just locate the barrel with a very specific X shape?
Probably
You
work.
could do
I'm
that.
not sure how specific the
Yeah.
spell is.
Yeah,
If
no,
I-
that,
you
that,
could do
that
that.
would be a specific item that I know pretty well. So
Right.
If I just make it in like an obscure enough, like if I make it look like a natural engraving, but there's some sort of a tip off carved into the
kind
What
of
the
center.
heck is a natural engraving?
I mean, like you see other swirls on wood, and there's all the creases and creaks.
Oh, okay, okay.
If coin is just carving a couple more lines in it that anyone
Okay.
else would not notice.
So
I propose-
inconspicuous, not natural. Got it.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, inconspicuous.
Because
Keep it
I don't know natural engraving.
They
Yeah,
go along the
that's
growth
Here's what I
lines, I guess,
propose.
right? Is what you're
Pretty
saying.
I
much.
think an X is generally too noticeable as oh, this is marked. I think we go to the bottom of the barrel, draw a small line towards the bottom on two different sides, which should be very distinct, like a slight carving, like it could have been chipped or something on the bottom. Maybe on 2 or 3 of the sides. That way it's like a very specific marking, but also if someone just glances and sees it, could be whatever. It could be just got dinged up in travel.
Let me do this. I've just got all it's gonna take is 2, 3, 7 lines. 7 lines. No one's ever gonna know that this is intentional.
You can like sign your name. Swear to God.
If you look in the
Oh
Or
my. Nice.
no one's
Where are
gonna
we
know.
putting this?
Bottom of the barrel?
Following the natural, I was gonna say not following the natural lines on the side of the wood, on the side of the barrel.
Okay.
So essentially, all of the vertical lines would be almost unnoticeable, but the
Yep.
vertical one would be a bit more obvious, but it would be pretty subtle, and
Okay.
I think Sazin would know this pattern exists on the barrel, whether
Sure.
or not it's obvious.
Of course. May I ask where
Oh.
you got this from?
I think I know what this is. I hate it.
Are you asking out of character?
Yes.
Is this
You
what
ever
I
heard
think
of-
it is?
you ever
Oh,
heard of
God,
Lost?
it is.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
You never heard of Lost? It's a meme.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to give the context to it.
All good.
If you have time after session, I'm happy to
Okay.
explain what
Sure,
Lost
we'll discuss it.
for the time being.
We can
Just
discuss it
assume.
now. It's really funny.
We will discuss it after the fact. That's fine.
All
All right.
Yeah,
So you make these marks on the barrel.
Yeah.
We've had some really out there plans on just really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Is it too late to shove Saphira in the barrel?
Mm. Won't be needed.
All
Coin
right.
finishes and says, "There. Now there's no chance we lose it."
Cool.
And continue.
Now-
Coin's ready to hand it
The
off.
only
whenever we get-
problem with this plan is we do not look like your average barrel delivery service.
Well, yeah, we're interns.
Right.
Also, what does a barrel delivery person look like to you? Do you have a does that name spawn a very specific face for you? Because to me, that's anybody.
But they're generally not wearing, magic swords and shields and things like that.
Okay, toss them in the bag of holding then. You don't have to be wearing it.
Well, I'm wondering if it would be better if 1 or 2 went up with less equipment while the rest, maybe a bit at a distance, but could hop in really quickly if things go wrong.
We could
It's
just
now
make an
discretion
argument.
ended.
We could just make an argument of like we make sure that our barrels get delivered to the door and nothing stops us. We got to be ready for those feral hogs, those wild dogs.
Guys,
Those
the gem
cats?
turned off.
You never know what'll attack you while you're on a delivery.
Well,
Coin, the gem turned off.
Good jo- That's-
well, let's
I
go
forgot it was
deliver
even
the
going, to
barrel,
be
all right,
honest.
guys?
Nothing I said is like inscrutable. Like it's true.
I'm just making sure. You know that.
It's good to keep track of it. I know. I think we literally just you can take it up and be more low key if you want to, but I think you can. We're really dedicated to our craft of delivering goods.
I agree.
All right, I'm happy to try it if you are.
I don't know if there's anything we can say to like get in.
Well,
And I
let's
don't think it's risk
let's see
trying.
what happens.
We might see a face, peek our heads in the door, see someone. You never know.
Do we want
All right.
someone to sneak in invisibly and try and follow?
It's high risk.
It is high risk, but it's
You don't know how to
also.
get them out.
I mean, what's the point of bringing this to the Citadel if we're not going to try and learn something from it?
I agree.
I think we should try it.
I think that's a great idea. We could try and stick them just invisible on the cart, although honestly, I think the odds are they probably just pick up the barrels and take them themselves. So you'll probably just have to sneak in. Who's our best sneaker?
She's
She's
not here right
currently not here.
Good, yes.
Yeah.
This sounds about
We
right
can-
for this group.
We can wait until Tati comes back next
I gotta-
week and then
I gotta.
sneak her
Plus,
in.
We can do
We
that if
also-
you guys want to go grab Tati. We can do that, and we can pause here because we're about that time anyway. And we
Welcome
can grab
back,
Tati
Ray.
for
You're
next week.
in the middle of a military base, and no one's
Welcome
going to
back.
help.
Now get in the barrel.
We've been gone here.
Oh yeah,
Get in the
no,
barrel.
Eric.
It's like that
what I
coma,
meant
like
by
they
that-
wake up from a coma.
we're gonna send in Tati tonight, and then we're gonna tell her next week. It's a surprise.
We'll see the fallout later.
Yeah.
All right.
I could go in because I have spellcasting that would let me escape a little more easily. But Tati's just better at stealth, and I think the odds that she can stay longer, and she is a cleric level as well, which means that we could prepare spell scrolls for her to cast if she wanted to. Well, we have a week to think about it. if we're gonna pause.
Probably better to send two people if we can.
Yeah.
All right. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pause here for tonight, and we will come back next week and infiltrate the Citadel of Ryport with the Toivoan Trainwreck.